And welcome everybody to Yost Ice Arena, where the Orem Michigan women's hockey team is taking on Lake Superior State University. And let's actually switch to the little score bug because, yep, that one right there. Because we have numbers up there that aren't right. Those are from the Honey Baked game. So our first senior, as we have senior night, is Katie Christensen. She served as the travel coordinator over the course of this season. She is an industrial and operations engineering major with a minor in mathematics. Family and friends with her on the ice is her mom, Jackie, dad, Kevin, grandma, Kathy, and grandpa, Bud. Her plans after graduation are moving to Seattle and working as an industrial engineer for Boeing. Her favorite memory while with on the team is traveling to Utah to play in the Salt Lake City Showcase and exploring Park City with the team. Her advice for the current Team 28 members is, as cliche as it sounds, time really does fly by. Enjoy your time on the team and embrace friendships and memories you'll make and take advantage of the opportunities and give all you can. And you have some messages or some words, Coach, about Katie Christensen?
Yeah, hi, Mark. Welcome all. Go Blue. Katie, 4 years, hard worker. Battled. Can't say enough about being a good team player and working hard and putting the team first, doing everything she could to help. And this year, being a travel coordinator, had a lot more to do with making the success of the team versus just sitting on being a part of the team. She was a intricate part of leadership. So.
And Meg Bryce coming out. She's an English and French double major with a minor in playwriting. Families and friends on the ice with Meg is her mom, Candy, and dad, Tim. Her plans after graduation is to go teach English in France. Her favorite memory while on the team is every moment I've gotten to spend with my friends. And Meg's advice for her current Team 28 members is make sure you allow yourself to enjoy every moment at college and don't sweat the small stuff. What are your
one of my favorite defensemen. She is.
There you go.
She
Absolutely.
is a bright light on that defensive end. Hard worker. Not a tall person, but a real energy-filled person. Super positive. The kind of person we need a lot of energy from on the bench, and was an intricate part of that. And she also does plays, and the team loves to go see her do her plays and theater and that kind of stuff. So she's a real fun person to be around.
That's awesome. And whenever she's sitting near the broadcast when she's not playing, she is cheering as loud as anyone else, making sure the team knows.
Yeah.
Next is Megan Matthews. She served as a travel coordinator and assistant captain over the course of the season. She is a chemical engineering major. Family and friends on the ice with Megan is her mom, Kim, her dad, Dave, grandmother, Joanne. Plans after graduation is graduating in December and then traveling to New Zealand. Her favorite memory while on the team is traveling and bonding on the road with all the girls. And her advice for the current Team 28 members is keep your head up and leave everything on the ice so when the time comes you have no regrets. What are your thoughts about Megan Matthews, Coach?
Well, she brings chaos to the game, man. She may be the fastest skater on the team. She is a great playmaker. She is fast and tenacious and really mucks it up out there. Great line mate. And interesting enough, her aunt was our head coach for a year.
That's
so
awesome.
I worked with her, Coach Terry, and so she's been a great part of the team too, an alternate captain and a travel coordinator. So part of our leadership.
Jessie Simmer now coming out. She's an electrical engineering major. Friends and family on the ice with Jessie is her mom, Jan, and dad, James. Her plans after graduation is a job as an embedded system engineer at Southwest Research Institution. Her favorite memory while on the team is walking around Penn State's campus her sophomore year. And her advice for current Team 28 members is this above all, to thy own self be true. It must follow as night the day, and thou cannot be false to any man. What are your thoughts on Jessie?
Very brilliant, high hockey IQ, a quiet leader. She made sure that everybody on the team was represented when she did speak, and just a smart player who makes the great plays, great passes you can always trust. Somebody you would put on your penalty kill every single time. It's and like all these girls, just brilliant.
And Robin Goldman, number 28, the final senior. She served as the team president and assistant captain over the course of the season. She is an Asian studies major. Her family and friends with her on the ice is her dad, David. Her plans after graduation is to head to an Army officer school. Her favorite memory while on the team is swimming at a Airbnb on our trip to Arizona. And her advice for the current team 28 members, don't forget to enjoy the ride. What are your thoughts of the president, Robin Goldman?
Well, the president's position traditionally is the hardest working person on the team, and she is the epitome of a team player. She's done everything she could to make the team successful, working as president and also as our e-bug. She was the emergency backup goalie for basically 3 years. She even did it earlier once this year.
Indeed.
And she's a smart hockey player, and she speaks Chinese. And I think if I could have a team of her attitudes as being a great team player, it would be a fantastic team. She's done whatever she's asked to do and cheers the group on.
And she was in, I believe it was China, actually teaching
Yep.
students hockey,
Yep.
and that was awesome. And what you need to know is every single one of these young women out on the ice is absolutely brilliant. If
Brilliant.
you can't tell from
Brilliant.
their future plans,
Their
they,
degrees.
they-
Got a
they
job
make
at
me-
Boeing already.
Exactly. They make us up in the booth look simple, but that's
and
okay.
you know what? That's why we call them student athletes, because these
Absolutely.
ladies are students before they're athletes. They're great athletes, but man, are they good students. And that's one of the fun things about being around them, is they're just so smart.
Every year, it's amazing how many engineers and doctors and just brilliant people come out of this program and out of this university, and it's an amazing thing to see. So taking on the Lakers today, this is the second kind of set of games versus the Lakers. So taking a look at Michigan is now 15-4-1. We are locked in on the third 3 spot as Adrian was able to beat Michigan State yesterday. So Michigan Dearborn has the number 1 spot. They get the bye until Saturday. Adrian and Michigan will play typically versus the Cross. So we'll play most likely Lake Superior State. If we're the number 3 and they're the number 2, we might open up versus Lake Superior State. So
That'd be
we
the
do not
fifth
want to
time.
give them any momentum in these two
Don't let 'em
games.
breathe.
Yeah,
Don't let 'em
we
breathe.
cannot
No
give
hope.
them
No
any
hope.
opportunity to think that they can take us in the CCWHAs, because we need, especially after the loss to Michigan Dearborn, we're going to need all the help we can get to make sure we're high in the top 10 and we don't get bumped down. So let's talk a little bit about that game yesterday.
Well, special thing about tonight's game, all 5 of these seniors are going to be in the lineup, so
Which
that's
is
a
fantastic.
big deal. That's wonderful. That's a great tribute, and the coaching staff should get a round of applause for making that happen.
Absolutely. It's when you're competing and trying to get the nationals, it's not always easy. But it's important, I think, for everyone who's a senior, again, opportunity to play on senior day and to have that memory and take great memories from their time
Now,
with the
whether
team.
they can actually get all 5 in to start or finish when you have 4 forwards and 1 D, I don't know whether they can do that or not.
that is
We're
tough.
going to see how that's going to work. I mean, they're very coachable, but we don't know if we want to put ourselves in that kind of position, but we'll see what happens.
So taking a look at yesterday, just to wipe the slate clean, it started off Michigan. Shots on goal, Michigan Dearborn had 34. Michigan had 24. Michigan Dearborn was 1 for 1 on the power play, serving 2 infractions. Michigan was 1 for 2 on the power play, serving 1 infraction. In the first, it was Samantha Carr continuing her fantastic run here as she got a goal, her 12th goal. She only had 1 before the start of the new year. So 11 goals since the start of the new year. It was a power play goal. Katie German got the assist. That put Michigan up 1-0. That was off of a penalty at 16:42 as Evers went off for tripping. In the second, at 8:19, Lucy Hansen made it 2-0 with her 11th goal of the season. Ali Flazar had the assist. But then Michigan Dearborn came back as Zafman scored her 4th goal of the season. Spence and Schroeder on the assist. That was on the power play as Swanson went off for roughing at 15:40. And then Spence got another goal, that at 17:52, her 3rd goal of the season. So it was Zafman first, then Spence with Evers on the assist. So maybe not your who you were expecting to score for University of Michigan Dearborn, but they were able to tie it up. Lucy Hansen then got her 12th of the season, second of the game. Ali Flazar with another assist, her 6th assist of the season, that at 1:45. And you're thinking, okay, the Wolverines, the Ann Arbor squad came back. They weathered the storm of this game getting tied up as, the official just came out, lost an edge. We hope he's okay. As he takes a nice bow. Way to get a good sense of yourself there.
Yeah, he's got, usually they have a certain amount of pads on, but that was a pretty good shot to the boards.
Yeah, boy, he slid in with some speed there. But he looks okay. We're happy to see that.
He's not skating as fast. He's not going to show off anymore.
Indeed. So Hansen got and put Michigan up, the Ann Arbor squad up 3-2. And then Schroeder came back at 6:23 and scored her 22nd goal of the season. Finley on the assist. That made it 3-3. At 10:42, O'Neill Damasio scored her 5th of the season. Piero on the assist. That put them up 4-3, and then it was an empty net goal with 17 seconds left. Savage got her 7th of the season. Sinsoli her 31st assist. There was one penalty at 2:11 as O'Neill Damasio went off for roughing. But Borso got the win. Pontiff took the loss. And final thoughts on that game, Coach Ned, before we turn the page.
No, I turned the page last night.
There you go. That's perfect.
I wanted to be able to sleep, so I forgot all about it. We're going to be just like Dearborn and forget about the Adrian game and move on and take this series because, we're it's not all up to us now. We've got to be sure we take care of us because we might need some help.
Absolutely. If we trying to make sure we're top 10 at the end of the conference championships.
Yeah.
And again, because it is most likely Michigan at the number 3 spot, Lake State at the number 2 spot, Michigan number 3 in the East, Lake spot number 2 in the West. I believe it looks like we're probably going to play them most likely.
Yeah.
And if we let them win here at Yost, the confidence they're going to have in playing up in Burton, that's something that this team can't let happen.
No,
because this is a good Lake State team, and we can't give them that opportunity.
And frankly, this Michigan team has been, we've seen them improve through the year. We know what the talent level is.
Yes.
It's amazing. And to make it to leagues, it wasn't even in the question. We were sure we were going to do that. Nationals, we want to go there. We want to do more than just go. And at this point right now, we're on the bubble.
Yeah.
And we need to prove how good we are and who we are and figure out what's going on in the last couple weeks. It's got us into this, kind of this rut where we're not real happy with how things are going.
Well, let's take a look at the top scorers for the team with 23 goals. Lindahl still has the top, or 23 points, excuse me. We all wish she had 23 goals, but she has 11 goals and 12 assists for 23 points. The top goal scorers are Hansen, number 2 in points with 20 points on 12 goals and 8 assists, and Carr has 15 points with 12 goals and 3 assists. Swanson at the number 4 spot with 14 points on 5 goals and 9 assists, and Katie German at the number 5 spot from the blue line. The captain has 8 points on 3 goals and 5 assists. Gustafson also from the blue line with 8 points with 3 goals and 5 assists, and Flazar with 8 points on 2 goals and 6 assists. So a log jam there at the number 5 spot. Taking a look, let me try and pull this down and make sure we got that going. For the goalies, I believe it's going to be Johns who gets the start today.
That is correct.
She has 5 wins, no losses, 7 goals against for 1.40 goals against average. She's actually slipped ahead of Pontiff in that. Pontiff has a 1.46 goals against average. Johns has a save percentage of .944, which is just outstanding. She has 1 shutout. Pontiff has a save percentage even better, .953, with 4 shutouts. So 2 excellent netminders for Michigan, and we can be just as confident. Pontiff is amazing. We're pretty darn confident with Johns in there as well. As we take a look, and at Lake Superior State is 8-14-1. They're coming off of sweeping Aquinas 4-2 and 7-2. That was at the Polar Stadium. That was at community rink up at Lake Superior State University.
Oh.
Haven't gotten a chance to get in there, but definitely a historic building.
Was it older than the 1776 one we played in? Because if it's more historic than that, that's pretty amazing.
And 1976, 1776. You know, what's 200 years between friends?
Some boneheads never forget, right?
Well, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, you had to listen to us all year to get that joke, folks. I apologize. Maybe that's a little inside.
Taking a look at they split versus Miami University. That was up at the Norris Center as Miami beat them 7-3, and then they took Miami 3-2. So that's the last couple series with this squad. 8-14-1, but again, they might not have a winning record, but they have played some really good hockey throughout the season, and they are not going to be a team that's going to roll over for Michigan.
They're
here.
well coached. They're well coached.
Absolutely. Lake Superior State won the last Aquinas game 7-2. They had, check this out, 72 shots on goal. That is. I think Michigan had more versus Aquinas the first game, but not by much. 72 shots on goal, 22 for Aquinas. It was Ackroyd starting off the scoring at 151, Hornstra and Heather Lamb on the assists. At 4:43, it was Adams who scored her third of the season. Tonello had her ninth assist. Then at 14:26, it was Yaremko with her eighth of the season, as Brazow with her fourth assist. No penalties in the entire game, which is outstanding. Yeah. In the second, they continued, so it was 3-0 going into the first intermission. At 1:21, Tonello scored her 11th of the season. Howell and Dixon on the assist. Then at 4:48, it was Brazow with her 11th of the season. Ackroyd and Heather Lamb on the assist. So they had a 5-0 lead going into the third. In the third at 5:13, it was Hornstra scoring her second of the season. No assist on that one. And then at 8:34, it was Brazow scoring her 12th of the season. Smith and Ackroyd on the assists. Now, Aquinas did come back at 12:07, and Dominichik scored her 7th of the season. Exline and Graham on the assist. And then Rancilio scored her 5th of the season at 17:28 with DeHondent and Dominichek on the assist. But at that point, it was well in hand for Lake Superior State.
Did Aquinas change goalies in that game? They stuck with her.
They stuck with Romaine. Romaine stayed there the whole time. She seems to be their main goalie. And I mean, facing 72 shots on goal, letting 7 in, that's still probably a very solid save percentage.
No, I was thinking more exhaustion.
Yeah, no doubt. Kachuk was the goalie for Lake State, no doubt. I know Aquinas does have another goalie, but it's predominantly Romaine that we've seen.
Well, hopefully Johns, the team can't. Johns is an excellent goalie.
Yes.
She doesn't have the experience that Sandy has.
Yes.
So hopefully the team rallies, especially senior night.
Yes.
A younger, less experienced goalie in net. I hope they rally and play well in their end, and that'll make things a lot easier, a lot more likely for us to come out on the plus side of this.
Absolutely. Now, John's first win was against this Lake Superior State team, as her first win was up at the Norris Center, as that was on. It was a 4-2 win back on October 8th. That was John's first win. The other game we played up there was 4-1. That was the Saturday game. So she has faced this team before. I don't know if that'll give her any confidence or not.
That'll
but
help. Yep.
It doesn't hurt.
Yep.
Taking a look at the top scores on the other side, number 22, Tonello, has 20 points on 11 goals and 9 assists. Brazow has 16 points on 12 goals and 4 assists. Howell has 15 points on 8 goals and 7 assists. Yaremko has 12 points on 8 goals and 4 assists. That's tied with Ackroyd with 12 points with 7 goals and 5 assists. And Heather Lamb with 12 points on 2 goals and 10 assists. Taking a look at their netminders, they have a trio of netminders. It has predominantly been Kachuk who's been playing, and I can't see.
Good hockey name.
Definitely it is. I don't think that's who's in the net right now.
They've got a lot
Kachuk is
of good
number
hockey
1.
names.
Yeah, no doubt. They really do. But Kachuk has played 14 games, 7 wins, 4 losses, 3.04 goals against average, and a .905 save percentage. The number 2 most used goalie is Pasemko. Pasemko has played 10 games, 2 wins, 6 losses, 1 tie, 3.59 goals against average, and a .903 save percentage. Markwitz has played a single game, no wins or losses, 1 goal against, 12 saves, and a .923 save percentage. Kachuk has 1 shutout. She has the lone shutout for the goalkeepers for Lake Superior State. But again, solid netminders, save percentages all above the 900 mark, so nothing to scoff at there. And we're expecting, Michigan doesn't really see very many weak netminders in this league.
No, that would be to play a team with a goalie having a bad night would be a gift.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten that. Somebody forgot us on Christmas for that one because we haven't seen that.
We seem to bring out the best in the opposing netminders, but that's all right. That's okay. We appreciate that, and that's what got cranked up there. So let me see if I can get that back. There we go. All right. Let's take a look at the upcoming next 5 games, as we do have coming up tomorrow, 4 o'clock. It'll be the same Lake Superior State team. That will be on the 18th, so you get to see the sun coming in the windows here, and it's a beautiful time. It's for an afternoon game. Then at the CCWHAs, it is win or go home. The first game will be on Friday, the 23rd. We don't know the time. There's an early game and a late game, but Michigan will end up playing on Friday, most likely, versus Lake Superior State. If they can win Friday, they will play Saturday, the 24th, and they will probably play at that point Indiana Tech, as Indiana Tech and Michigan Dearborn have the bye to the next day. We don't, again, know the timing, but that will be on Saturday. All this up at Burton at the Crystal Fieldhouse. And then February 25th, Sunday, if Michigan can win both Friday and Saturday, they would face off against the other remaining team. That will be Sunday. Again, we're not sure the time. But check that out. Get out to Burton. Right now, if you go out and go to ccwhad1.acha.hockeytech.com, you can get, there's a little URL code that you can scan to get your tickets and also hotel accommodations. So if you want to just hang out there and don't have to drive home, you can certainly do so. Nationals starts on March 13th. We're going to hope to be there. That will be in St. Louis at the Center Community Ice Complex that we were at earlier when we played Lindenwood. I believe most of the games, except for the games on Thursday, will all be in the USA rink for Women's Division I, which will be great. That was the big rink that we didn't get to play in. Thursday's games are in the smaller rink that we played of the 2 when we were out there.
Outside?
No, not outside the Plager rink.
Right.
The one with just the three rows of stands in it. So that's where we start off. March 13th is Nationals out in St. Louis. Let's talk a little bit about the national ranking, as Michigan's probably, unless they have a really, really good showing in these 2 games, having lost to Michigan Dearborn, may well drop in the rankings. They're number 6 now. So Midland staying steady at the top spot, 25 wins, 2 ties at the number 1. Liberty came off of a tie and a loss to Adrian. Both of those obviously in overtime, but Liberty number 2 spot, 14, 6-1. Adrian solid at the number 3 spot, 20 wins, 6 losses, 2 draws for number 3. Minot is at the number 4 spot. They have 14 wins, 10 losses, 1 tie. They stay at number 4. They play in a very difficult conference. Maryville right at the number 5 spot, 7th night. Michigan Dearborn was right behind them, 23 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw. Michigan Dearborn with the win yesterday is probably going to move up in the rankings. McKendree, a team that Michigan Dearborn lost to and Michigan beat, they are at the number 8 spot, 14 wins, 10 losses, 2 draws. They drop from the number 6 spot. Indiana Tech moves up drops down 1 to the number 9 spot. They are 18, 8-1. And Arizona State stays steady at the number 10 spot with 18 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie. let's take a look at those CCWHA standings as this is updated as of last night. Michigan Dearborn now can't be caught. They have 24 wins. We don't have any CCWHA games left, and Adrian has one versus Michigan State, but they can only get to 22 points. So Michigan Dearborn, 12 wins, 2 losses, 24 points. Both Adrian and Michigan both have 10 wins, 3 losses for 20 points. But Adrian beat Michigan twice, so they have the tiebreaker, and they have one more game versus Michigan State tomorrow. And if they repeat, they'll just have it out right in the number 2 spot. So I don't think there's any way Michigan can get out of the number 3 spot. Michigan State has 14 points. They can't get to that number 3 spot. They would have had to sweep Adrian. That's a tall task. So they're at number 4 with 7 wins, 7 losses. Concordia is 5 wins and 9 losses at the number 10 points. And at the number 5 spot, Penn State with 3 wins, 11 losses. They have 6 points. On the other side, Indiana Tech, I believe, has secured no one can catch them with 24 points. They get the bye till Saturday, and they will play typically the remaining East Pod team. And if there's 2 remaining East Pod teams, they'll play the higher seeded of the 2. So they have 24 points. Lake Superior State, our foe here, has 8 wins, 5 losses for 16 points. They're in the number 2 spot. Miami is in the number 3 spot. They have 7 wins, 4 losses for 14 points. And then Grand Valley State has 10 points. I don't believe they can catch up, so I believe it's Indiana Tech, Lake Superior, Miami, and the only question is between Lake Superior and Miami, is there any juggling between the 2 and 3 spot? Grand Valley has 10 points. Aquinas has 1 win, 11 losses for 2 points, and Davenport 1 win, 12 losses for 2 points. As that is our all of our wonderful graphics here as the teams gathered up. What does Michigan have to do to really get this win besides kind of shake off everything from yesterday? And that's the most important part,
right? I was
right?
going to say, you shake off everything from yesterday.
Yeah.
Do what they do what they're told. Come out with some energy. I mean, they're playing seniors tonight. So if you're ever going to have, this is the night. I mean, this is to honor the seniors. They'll remember this night forever. Their families are here. This is a must-win game just because of tradition and how you do it. So, I mean, they have the talent. They have the communicate and have some energy. And if they're down, they don't get too down. And they communicate and have some energy. And if they're down, they don't get too down. And but they've got to have some energy and some step. We are notoriously slow. And then when we shook it off last night, even though it was a little later than anybody who coached them or roots for them would want it to be, it was a little later than they were up, and you thought, okay, well, it was a little late start, but they're up 2-0. That's good to go. Well,
yeah.
Then things didn't. I mean, Dearborn didn't give up, and we got a.
And then Dearborn really knuckled down on that third period and really made the most out of it.
Once we'd learned that they could come back and then got ahead again, I thought for sure that they'd seen the blueprint for the win, and they couldn't hold it. So,
well, it's a tough Michigan Dearborn team. They have the bye, so Michigan, even if they win these 2 games versus Lake Superior State, probably be somewhere around 7 in the national rankings.
Well, historically, to be honest with you, historically, there hasn't been very many automatic bids.
Yeah.
You know, that's a pretty tough to not be top 10 and win your conference and get an automatic bid. Doesn't happen very often, but you always worry about it, and it'd be just our luck.
Yeah.
But if you're sitting here taking waging, betting on it, then you're figuring, okay, well, 7's great because then even if 3 get in, you're not gonna. But you'd like to be. I'd like to see 6 and 7 switch, but I don't know the details of all the other games.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting. You definitely would like to be in that top 7. The CCWHA, you figure, look, all the teams that are most likely to win are in the top 10 already. So that's probably not going to knock anyone out. You got Adrian in there. You got Indiana Tech. You got Michigan. You got Michigan Dearborn. Could Lake State come in? Could Miami come in and get hot and win? Of course they could, but those are the most likely, the best throughout the season, so that's probably not going to knock anyone out. Then you have the league that has Maryville and Minot and everyone in it. Again, they have most of their top teams are in there. So it would really take someone coming from behind and beating some really, really, really good teams.
And upsets are called upsets for a reason.
Yeah, oh yeah,
They-
yeah.
It doesn't happen. I mean, a hot goaltender, sure,
Yes.
it's hockey.
Yeah.
But even that is, a rarity in these tournaments and things like that.
So it would be surprising if someone not in the top 10 won in that league. Arizona State now, who knows? They're the only one in their league
yeah,
in the top 10.
yeah.
I believe that the first year that we did play-by-play, audio play-by-play back in 17, Michigan was sitting right at 9, and there was just a couple things, and we took, I think we took Miami to overtime, I believe, in Kalamazoo that time, and Miami won in overtime, and we just, I think we were 10, but someone else got the bid, and we were dropped out, and that was, it is what it is. These things happen, but the higher you are, the happier you are going into that weekend. You don't want to really be, you hate to be. You see all those basketball teams and everyone wondering if they're going to get in or not. You don't want that to happen. You want to know.
No, that's true.
So,
And it's there's a lot of the traditionally strong teams this year are not as strong as in the past. There's a lot of equality. I mean, a lot of parity.
yeah,
So I mean, Liberty hasn't locked it up and been undefeated this year. So it's fun for that.
yeah.
But it also means that you're all sitting on pins and needles until it comes down to the end.
Absolutely, yeah. It is interesting that Adrian, well, really, really good, has had some losses. Liberty has had some losses.
Yeah.
Midland
teams
has
like
been really,
Minot,
really good,
things like
but
that.
Minot has had some losses. So,
Yeah. Nobody's unbeatable.
yeah, absolutely. If Michigan would like to, they want to make some hay in the CCWHAs, then they'd like to get to nationals and get a win or two and see what happens.
Yeah, that was the vow of the team from last year. Okay, we got here and maybe we played a little satisfied. You lose in overtime.
Yeah,
Two in a row, and then we said, okay, next year it's got to be more than just get here. It's got to get here and leave a mark.
Absolutely. And it is a process for learning how to win at that level and learning how to win in those tournaments and not be happy. Just like it would have been amazing if the Lions had gone to the Super Bowl. I'm used to the Pistons, the Red Wings. It was a process to get there, and it is a lot of times you have to learn to win at each level, and you have to learn to not just have the stars in your eyes and make that up to there.
And we got some great first-year players in this year.
Absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
really gave us hope to do that and put us where we are now. But there again, those players don't have the experience under the big lights, under the center stage, and that kind of stuff. But we lost players that got us there.
Yeah.
And you hope that there's that some of that's passed down, and it is with the sophomores and the juniors and that kind of thing. But everybody's got to learn as they go along.
In general, this is a fairly young team too. I mean, 5 seniors, but it's a young Michigan. It's a young team.
Yeah, very. Yep.
Good leadership, good senior leadership, but they are a young team, so we'll see what happens. As they got both Zambonis out here. We don't normally get that treatment.
Big time tonight.
Yeah,
baby.
that's awesome.
Senior night, 2 Zambonis. Good seats are still available, though.
There are plenty of good seats. We do have a number of folks underneath. A lot of University of Michigan Dearborn folks in yesterday, but we got a lot of maize and blue down there. And we appreciate it. A couple folks from Lake State. We know that's a long trip.
Yeah, they don't
so
travel as well. That's a long way.
That's a tough one. That would be tough. And to try and play at 4 o'clock and make it back for work on Monday if you don't have President's Day off that's difficult. But we appreciate everyone who does make it down and travels with the opponents and the team.
And I think this is a good moment to say that if anybody wants a sponsorship or an ad on this broadcast, they're welcome to reach out to you, right, Mark?
Absolutely. Yep. We're definitely going to look at. We just have one more broadcast to go, but we'd love to add some advertisements next season. Try and cover some of our costs and to
be honest with you, I'm not convinced that we aren't going to do audio at the leagues. I'm still working on that, and I sure would like to have an excuse for making it to nationals.
Yes.
As a broadcaster versus just a senior advisor who sits there and gets cold.
Yeah, we've reached out and we're hoping Commissioner for the CCWHAs will reach back. I know he was talking. I know who they're going with. I don't know exactly who it is, but there are no additional streams. But we're hoping for an audio broadcast only. Again, I have both a voice and a face for audio, so that's perfect.
Nobody can check my color if there's no replay and no video.
What we say goes at that point. I'll admit, when we first added video in 2020 with COVID, that was one of those things where I'm like, man, I'm going to say far side, it's near side, and people are just going to laugh at me. Turns out they don't care as much, but that's nice. But, yeah, we'd love to get to do some audio at their end nationals. We've reached out. We'll see what happens, keeping our fingers crossed. If not, I believe it was Flow Hockey TV who had nationals last season. So there is a charge for that. So it's not exorbitant. You can get like a month.
You have to subscribe to get the play.
To get the Flow Hockey, to be able to watch that. I did it because there was a couple games last season when we were out there cheering that I wanted to see the opponent, so I paid the $10 or whatever to be able to watch. Yeah.
You're a real fan.
Yeah, I try. I try.
Good for you.
I like to sound like I know what I'm talking about, even if I don't. So
I ride on the bus for. That's the price I pay.
There you go.
Oh,
no doubt. So it should be good. I mean, at Nationals, St. Louis, that's a nice facility out there.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
I'm
a little surprised to play outside.
We were, absolutely, and but that still is our most watched broadcast. Over 800 people watch that broadcast. Wow. Because I think to see the team and to see outside, that's not something you see often.
No, that's true.
And
unfortunately, it was a tie.
Yeah.
And I can say that it was a sunny day, but sitting in the shade, I froze. I did not expect to sit outside with a wind.
Indeed, absolutely. And we got the winged helmets across the way, and the Lakers have their kind of little lighter blue helmets. We're about to get going. As we got going a little bit early today because of Senior Day, but it was a wonderful celebration. And it's always bittersweet to have that moment, to know that these players are going to go on to do amazing things, have amazing lives, but we're not going to get to see them play in regular game action in the maize and blue anymore. We just have to take what we got to see and the time we got to spend with them and really appreciate it and know that it goes quick. It goes very quick, and we're so grateful for everybody who puts on those jerseys and plays for these teams, both of them, and plays hard and travels and puts their lives into it, because it's not easy with school and with the level of academics at both of these universities. It's not easy to find the time to do this.
No. Those late practices used to be early practices, at least 3 practices a week, and then they've got two lifts a week.
Yeah.
And then we do a lot of extra events for fundraising, and we'll shovel the snow for the men's team and that kind of stuff. So it's a busy, along with the academics at Michigan. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I noticed that the official did come out a little less hot out of there. He learned his lesson.
He's not. I don't know if he's trying to make the show or what, but he can chill and
he came out blazing. That was, and then just lost an edge. I would have tripped right from the get-go, so I can't say anything, but that's okay. I love all the youth down around where Michigan's coming in. We've seen that in a lot of these games, the young players down there wanting to get a chance. There's a picture, if you go on social media, of the captain, Katie German. The smile on her face as the young ladies are reaching down was beautiful, and they deserve that. They're affecting the future players in this sport. They're trying to make women's hockey something that gets a lot more love and a lot more light, and it's a wonderful sport. It deserves it. And they're out there making that happen. And to get to see their interactions with the youth and the future Wolverines and future Lakers, it's such a great thing. I can't stress it enough that it is one of my favorite things about working with this team, is seeing the light in those young kids' eyes and thinking, man, I can wear that someday. I can play for Michigan. I can play for Lake Superior State. I can play for, Adrian. So
I'm curious. I mean, this was supposed to be a 7:30 puck drop.
Indeed. Yep.
And I mean, there's been a lot of time between.
That is a little tough to you do the senior celebration, then you warm up a little bit. Now you gotta.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. They had Emma come out first. She's got an interesting. She helps a disabled student for her job. So she's got a very caring, interesting job.
Fantastic. Looks like.
Now we're going to wait on Lake State. Coach Tribbs and Coach Joe are on the bench ready to rock and roll. Lake State coming on the ice. Not much color contrast today, folks. A lot of blue and yellow. We'll get our starting lineups here in a second. Ice will be good and dry. That's a nice switch. 2 Zambonis, lots of time between. Michigan's helmets all facing towards the opposition zone. And here we go with the starting lineups. Lineups. Got your lineups.
And here's the starting lineups. Forgive me, trying to do a little technical work.
There was no dead air, Mark.
Thank
I handled
you.
It.
Thank you.
It wasn't as good as polished as you. I did a lot of Ernie Harwell where it was crowd noise.
Is Ackroyd coming out? Gets the start. Also, Yaremko starting.
Old school, no names on the back like we used to do.
And next coming out is Brazeau. Also Hornstra out on defense. And then lastly, Heather Lamb out on defense. And Pasemko in between the pipes for the Lakers. As we're trying to use, by the way, an OCR scoreboard, trying to pull the scoreboard off. And so if anything happens, hopefully we got it going. Yeah. As number 23, Jesse Simmer being announced, senior for the Maize and Blue, comes out. Carr getting the starting nod here for Michigan at the left wing. Matthews, the center for starting.
Senior,
absolutely.
Jesse's a senior. So what we're doing is we're working them in when we can and not.
Katie German gets the start on the blue line, and then we'll see if Christensen gets.
No, she'll get the. It'll be Izzy.
Izzy, yep. So 2 juniors starting on the defense, Izzy and Katie German. And between the pipes, freshman Emma Johns skates out. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, we'll have the playing of the national anthem.
Meg Bryce is singing. Nice job, Meg!
What a performance by Meg Bryce. She did outstanding on
Holy
Yeah.
Where has that been? Oh my God, that's great. Talk about intimidation. I always feel like we intimidate when we have somebody from the School of Music.
Yeah,
How about one of our defensemen?
That is great. Meg Bryce
Oh
getting
my
an opportunity
God. I know-
to senior sing the national anthem. She did an outstanding job.
Wow, I am so impressed. What a live wire. That is great. Good for her.
Again, always, every time I see her, huge smile, positive, pumping everyone up.
No, she was so much fun to coach. And even the time when she had to call me out and have a meeting, she was right on with what she was talking about. She was very professional and right on spot. So she's going to do well.
Now, if you are coming down, by the way, there is a small basketball game between the Spartans and the Wolverines at the Chrysler Center behind us. So if you're making your way here, just a second, our scoreboard.
Oh, he's been called away. Got the opening face-off here. Matthews is going to take the draw. Send it back. We won the draw. And looks like Carr's going to drop it into the zone. There we go. Back behind the net. Jesse Zimmer on top of it. Held in the corner. I don't know what the deal is with everybody trying to freeze the puck nowadays. They got to get me to teach them that crowbar. Here we go. Out of the corner. Still a scrum. 3 Wolverines. 2 Lake Staters. Dump back in the zone. Katie German behind the net. Lake State trying to break out to their right wing. Cross ice. Way ahead, no icing. Katie's setting up at center ice, trying to make the breakout. Sent up through the neutral zone, crossing center ice. Okay. Izzy over to Katie. Katie German loses it center, gets it back, dumps it in. No icing. Lake State breaking it out. Long pass to center, trying to break free. Somebody behind the Wolverines. Here comes Swanson, shot wide into the left corner. Emily to the point. It's going to be a quick shot on net. Oh, there we got a good save. Second save, third save. Oh, puck's back in front. Big pile up in front. Another save. That's 4 quick ones. Good reaction by the Wolverines. Moving in on that. Julia Lindahl playing it into the corner, out to center ice. Dump back in. Julia takes it wide, forced into the corner, no shot, tipped away. A lot of body riding by Lake State. Yep. Nice force there. For a color guy, this play-by-play is pretty tough. Okay, Lake State's bringing it in the zone for the first time tonight.
All righty.
Michigan gets it out of the zone.
That's sent back. Dixon has it in along the near boards. Thank you, Coach Ned.
That was I got to practice that. I'm better at color. I know everybody their first names, no numbers,
Well, that's what happens when you get to be the head cook and bottle washer. You get to try and fix things as well. As Hansen chases it back, that knocked away. Adams trying to get it out of the zone.
Well, Lake State hasn't had it in our zone yet, so that's a good sign.
Poked away, firing it down is Dixon in along the near boards, trying to come in with it is Boyko. That knocked back. Controlled Pot fires it across the way. Now Adams gets it ahead. That dumped deep by Howie. Now picked up as coming down, intercepted. Coming in at the far point, that fired away by taking it all the way back was Kolwich. Puck right back in along the near boards. Bringing it ahead. Here comes Bucksbaum over center. Bucksbaum racing down the far board. She backhands it in deep. Racing back to get that is McCoy. And along the end board, Simmer puts it into the far corner. That pulled up by Sarah Lamb. Sarah Lamb comes ahead with it. Gets down the far board. Sarah Lamb.
Sam can't let that happen.
Top of the far circle. Sarah Lamb back behind the goal. She comes underneath the near circle. Sarah Lamb has it outside the near circle. She still controls. That fired over. That was McCullough with it. Back behind, Michigan control, sends it over to Simmer down the near boards. That's set, racing ahead with it. Here comes, that fired in deep by Katie German, slips right back behind the goal into the far corner. So Carr trying to pick it up outside of the far circle. Now Matthews trying to
let us play.
Pull that away.
Okay, Carr's got to take
Carr
some shots.
trying to get it now. Simmer
there,
firing
right
it
there,
in
right
between.
there, right there.
Matthews
Here's
trying
Carr.
to get to it. Here comes Carr back in. It's shot.
She's looking back.
Oh, and a
It's
goal! It's in! It's a goal! Michigan with the goal. Pasemko did a great job trying to see it, but boy, Carr was right there.
She's smart enough. She didn't just put it right on net. She slid across, put it on her backhand. She is magic.
Absolutely.
I can see why she tries to walk everybody, and then, she did it there. It worked. But, wow.
Michigan takes the early lead. Again, not good job by Pasemko to try and keep it out, but just good goal. And it's 16-15 as the puck in along the near boards.
Okay, so we'll see if goals are contagious and if we can keep this little spark.
As firing it ahead, that knockdown as Gustafson moves it over right through the slot, trying to pull that away. Battling back there was Razul. That knocked over. Trying to dig it out of there. Malashevsky
Lindahl
gets it
can't
to the
get past
point.
the point. Oh.
That right into the slot coming in as Brazow had it into the near corner. That pulled back. Coming down the far boards, fired ahead. Here comes Michigan. Gets it over to Lindahl. Lindahl through center. Lindahl gains his own. Lindahl trying to make a move. Good defensive play back there and swept into the near corner. Whistle as
I thought they might call interference or something there, but no.
That was
it's a weird whistle.
Yeah, I think Heather Lamb did a good job defending. Face-off in the near face-off circle. Gordon gets it back to the near point. Bucksbaum with it. Bucksbaum trying to fire it back. Flazar on the near circle. Flazar centering attempt. Oh, and a good job by Pasemko on the save. 15:25 left to go here in the first. 1-0. Michigan over Lake Superior State early. We know Lake Superior State will continue to play hard all game long. We cannot give them any opportunities. Bucksbaum with a shot. That's saved by Pasemko into the far corner. Adams has it now. Hansen trying to get it. That back to the far point. Kolwich with a shot. That's saved. Pasemko puts it in along the near boards, bringing it ahead. Lake Superior State fires it in. Coming in. Tonello has it knocked away. Tonello with the lead in points for this Lakers team. Still battling into the near corner. Kolwich fires it all the way around the boards. Adams trying to keep it in. That slips back. Dixon trying to get to it. Dixon gets to it before Hansen. So good defensive play. Hansen steals it. Trying to get it over to Flazar underneath the near circle. Hansen outside the near circle gets it over. Katie German with a blast on the point.
Tip.
Ooh, good toe save there by Pasemko into the near corner. Trying to get it is Dixon. That pulled away. Now Hansen has it underneath. Trying to get it to Gordon. Wouldn't settle down. There's a shot by Katie German. Good save by Pasemko as Flazar trying to pull it out. Dixon back there.
This line is killing him.
Look at this. Here comes Gordon. Backhanded shot and a blocker save. As that pulled away coming down. Here comes Sarah Lamb.
Nice save, but lucky save.
Oh, indeed. Good job to get the blocker up there because that was a beautiful backhanded shot. Katie German coming down the near boards. Katie German moves it over to Flazar. That tipped held in by Ackroyd. Puts it back deep into the far corner. Izzy German with it outside the far circle. Izzy German trying to feed it ahead. Ackroyd has it. Gets it over into the far corner. Trying to get to it. Here comes Goldman. Goldman moves it over. That intercepted but slips back out to center. Down the near boards. That brought in. Grabbing it is Brazow, puts it into the far corner. Now Yaremko has it outside the far circle. That tip back to Cummings. Cummings battling with Ackroyd in there. Brazow with it.
We hope that Johns gets an easy shot because she hasn't seen the puck yet.
That's tough when you're a goalie and you don't see the puck a lot. Trying to make those moves when they come at you is not easy.
First one's always important.
As Goldman traces back to get it, that fired ahead, intercepted as the Lakers have it in their own zone, banking it off the near boards. Intercepted, coming ahead. Here comes Katie German has it at the near point. Katie German trying to fire it. That got deflected, racing ahead with it. Coming down with it is Howe. Trying to move it over, right in. Johns making a save, and it goes in. As that was Potts who put it in. Initial save by Johns, but Pot comes over and fires it in. She gets the goal. Little chaos, and Michigan takes the lead, and Lake State right back.
We didn't have 4 defense back, and then we hit a trailer that wasn't covered and made the first save, came right out, and the scramble, and just people scrambling.
We are right back tied 1-1 here.
That's her first save too. The initial save was the first one.
As Gustafson fires it back As, the defense just couldn't get cleared out of the area. Outside the near circle, trying to pull it his Carr. Now that grabbed the other direction. Here comes the Lakers, trying to feather it through to Howe, and fired right back deep.
And we have to remember that if you're a defenseman, you're a defenseman for a purpose. And if you go, you've got to have a forward cover for you. That did not happen.
As trying to pull it away back there, Heather Lamb puts it into the far corner for Hornstra. Hornstra feeds it ahead. Now coming down, here comes Howe. Howe gets it to the blue line. Now Ceballos ricochets it off, trying to feed it through. That tip by Matthews. Matthews racing into and along the end boards. Matthew battling Heather Lamb there, 2 17s. And pulled back now, fed over is McCullough, trying to pull that away. Comes back to the far point. There's a shot by Kolwich that just went wide outside the near circle, picked up there, trying to fire it ahead. Bucksbaum races back. That grabbed right at the blue line. Fed ahead. Now coming down. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl gains the zone. Lindahl, top of the far circle, trying to move it over. Good job by McCullough to knock it away. That comes outside the near circle, gathered up there by the Lakers as they try and get it out of the zone. Bucksbaum holds it in at the near point. Oakes was trying to knock it away. Lindahl centering attempt, trying to get it over.
To Emily.
Trying to get it over to Malashevsky. Malashevsky pinned against the boards. That pulled away. Here comes the Lakers down the near boards. Moving ahead with it is Hornstra. Hornstra ricochets it all the way back.
Should be icing.
That is indeed icing. You got it. They'll head right back into the Lakers' end. 1-1 is the score. 11:27 left to go.
Fun to see that line start to develop. Lucy had a chance to hit Allie and vice versa, and they missed it the first time. The next time they went through behind the net, laid it right out there, and that set up that goal. That was good to see. They're still getting used to each other.
Gordon in the far circle as that comes high slot. Katie German with a shot and a save by Pasemko. 11:23 left to go here. 1-1 is our score.
The sad news is we have 11 shots and they have 1.
And that one happens to score, and that's Is it 1 or 2? Because I think
actually it's 2.
Get,
if you count the one that went in. Yeah.
All the way back to the near point, holding it in. Katie German as Tonello trying to make a move, gets it over. Here comes Sarah Lamb. Sarah Lamb with a shot. Good deflection by Izzy German. Sarah Lamb right back behind, trying to fire it in front. That grab by Hansen. Hansen coming down the far boards. Hansen moves over the blue line. Hansen over center. That tipped all the way back as that'll go right back behind Pasemko. Picked up there by Dixon. Dixon trying to move it ahead right in front of Pasemko with the save. 10:55 left to go here in the first. 1-1 is our score. We got our scoreboard working and everything. That's fantastic.
Yeah, you got Color Man learning a little play-by-play. He doesn't want to do that.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. No, it's good
trying
for me
to make it. I was designing that scoreboard earlier today, so I'm always trying to learn more. There's a shot by Ceballos.
Here we go.
There's Simmer trying to get one in. The senior comes in along the end boards and battled outside the near circle. Picked up and coming down. Tipped all the way back into the neutral zone. Ceballos with it. Ceballos trying to feed it ahead. Gibbs had it. Now back into the near corner for Dixon. Dixon picks it up underneath the near circle, trying to avoid pressure by Carr. Knocked down. Simmer has it on the near circle. Simmer back into the near corner. That pulled as Brazow had it. Now back to Carr. Carr battling in there with Dixon into the near corner, trying to dig it out of there. 10:19 left to go here in the first. 1-1 is our score. Still trying to dig in there. Simmer trying to get it. Carr trying to get to it. Is that poked out and coming? Lakers had it. Now Matthews gets it right back to Carr. Matthews has it into the near corner. Matthews trying to move it in along the near boards. Gets it all the way back to Ceballos at the near point. Back to Matthews outside the near circle. Matthews trying to dig it out of the board. Sends it back behind for Simmer. That intercepted. Dixon got a good stick on it. There's a shot by Ceballos, who right in front of Pasemko.
Tammy's coming in late.
As Pasemko had it in front of her and was trying to find it. Again, as you said yesterday, that the neck protector gets in the way, trying to see it right at your feet. She was trying to find it. Matthews came in, but Pasemko able to cover it up. 9:48 left to go here in the first. Face-off in the near face-off circle. Swanson has it in the near corner. Swanson moves it. That tipped in along the near boards. Cycled back over by Malashevsky. Picked up there by Heather Lamb. Heather Lamb moves it ahead for the Lakers. Back into the neutral zone. Bucksbaum has it at her own blue line. Over down the far boards to Kolwich. Wouldn't settle down in the snow over there. Picked up by Bucksbaum. Pressure coming by the Lakers. Moved over in along the near boards all the way back. Heather Lamb has it at the big block end. Moves it ahead. One touch over to
Watch her. She's tough.
Yeah, moved over as Yaremko has it back behind Yaremko. Outside the near circle, she feeds it. That pulled away. Coming ahead, Bucksbaum with it.
Pass.
Bucksbaum racing through center. Bucksbaum fires it all the way back. That stopped. And Pasemko with the save. 9:04 left to go here in the first.
Well, they're plugging away. I'm just a little concerned that, we're looking at 15-2 in shots, which is wonderful as long as every other one doesn't go in.
Indeed. Again, that's tough on Johns because she's not seeing a lot of action. All of a sudden, she's in a scrum where the Lakers just take good advantage and got the rebound. As that's fired all the way around. As Izzy German holding it in outside the far point, picked up as here comes the Lakers, stolen away. Here comes Hansen. Wouldn't settle down for her. She's into the near corner, feeds it back over to Gordon. Gordon back behind, trying to get it away from Dixon.
There
out in front, and then loose onto the near
Good
circle.
play.
Spinning with it is Gordon. Gordon ricochets it back. Flazar trying to get to it. Now Hansen in the far corner, back to Flazar. Flazar moves it over, loose on the far circle. That pulled away, coming ahead with it. Now fired. Boyko gets it. Racing ahead with it is Howe. Howe on the far circle. Howe back behind. Howe underneath the near circle. Howe moves back into the near corner. That fired all the way around. As you said, another really good hockey name there.
Yeah.
Back at the far point. That pulled in along the near boards. And tipped all the way back. Held in. Good job at the near point to fire that back by Howe. Now that moved right into the neutral zone. Picked up down the near boards, racing ahead with it. Coming in with it is Mikolo. Mikolo outside the near circle. That picked up. Flazar fires it. That banks off the far boards. Cummings trying to get to it. Fires it deep. Racing ahead with it. Excuse me, that was Malashevsky, I believe. As it goes right back behind.
Howe should be wearing number 9. Too bad she's wearing 14. She doesn't get the tradition there. Unless probably one of the boys wore number 14.
Yeah, it's quite possible. There's a shot that goes all the way around. Christensen outside the near circle, another senior in the game. As
get her a goal. She can really fire the puck.
Knocked around as that's Cummings into the near corner. That pulled all the way back. Racing ahead with it is Oakes. Oakes fires it deep. That's stopped by Johns. Picked up by Gustafson down the far boards. Now Fed held in at the far point.
Trouble.
Coming in, centering attempt, trying to get to Tonello, trying to get it over to Mikolo. That knocked down in along the near boards. Battle for it, trying to fire it back deep. Picked up as Cevallos trying to move it over to Christensen into the near corner. That slips all the way back. Shot by Hornstra.
What a save.
Good pad save by Johns. Pulled all the way back. Hornstra had a great opportunity there. She moves it over and along the near boards to Gibbs. Gibbs into the zone with a shot. That got knocked off of Cevallos. Gibbs shoots it then into the far corner. Tonello with it there. Tonello has it knocked away.
Killing us.
They have been playing very well as Dixon at the far point. Carr trying to get it away. They've been able to keep it into the zone well. Coming over. Tonello out in front and a save.
People wide open
still
in front.
Loose and that knocked over. Now there's a shot by Dixon and they score.
Oh my God.
As we just lost track of it out there.
Unbelievable. Just a huge cluster in front. Both goals. People everywhere bouncing around and wow.
Dixon puts the Lakers up 2-1. As again, it was the initial save by Johns, but neither she nor the defense could get on top of it. Came out to the far circle, and there was a cluster of folks
and,
in the crease.
There were people going down, but there weren't enough, and frankly, she's only paid to make the first save.
Into the near corner. Matthews has it. Matthews back behind. Matthews into the far corner. 2-1. Lakers with the lead here on senior night. As that banked all the way back into the neutral zone. Racing back to get it. That gathered up as Heather Lamb has it back behind her own goal. Carr trying to get to it. Heather Lamb down the near boards. That gathered in. Again, this is a team that Michigan may well see in the CCWHA playoffs as that pulled back.
They're not that good a passing team. They're just getting the advantages, the chaos in front with open pucks and rebounds.
Bucks bomb into the far corner. Aykroyd
Like
has
right
it there,
here.
right out in front. Ooh, that was a good pass. Picked up. Heather Lamb puts it into the near corner as Kolwich trying to pull it
There's
away.
an open person
and
in front
out
again.
in front,
And there's
there's a
another one.
backhanded shot. Ooh, that goes over Aykroyd into the far corner. They are really setting themselves up well as there's a
Yep.
shot out in front that tipped over. Now Simmer tries to move it. That
She never
grabbed by
saw
Carr.
that. Emma never saw it either.
All the way back and along the near boards as Heather Lamb fires it back deep into the far corner. Picked up by Kolwich. 5:13 left to go here, 2-1. Lakers with the lead. Michigan with the early goal, but Lakers have answered back and they have the lead. Heather Lamb down the far boards. That swung right into the neutral zone. Malashevsky with it. Malashevsky moves it back to the blue line. And gathered up there is Izzy German over to Katie German. Katie German feeds it, coming in Malashevsky. Malashevsky onto the near circle. Malashevsky into the near corner. Malashevsky back behind, now back underneath the far circle, trying to get it back. That stolen away by Howe. Howe coming down the far boards. Howe coming
Numbers.
in.
We got
top
numbers.
of the far
There you
circle.
go.
Great
Good.
job by Swanson to knock it away.
Nice.
Good defensive play as Michigan trying to feed it out. Held in at the far point by Adams. Knocked down by Malashevsky. Picked up as Pott has it in along the far boards. Loose to the blue line. That held in and grabbed by Katie German down the near board. She feeds it ahead, and now Lindahl fires it back deep. Michigan, as that goes into the far corner. Adams has it there for the Lakers. Malashevsky trying to pull it away. Now Lindahl back there. Pott has it in along the end boards. Goes right back behind her own goal. Coming down the near boards. That grab by Boyko. Boyko moves it back. Now that banked into the neutral zone. Trying to move it ahead was Katie German. Picked up by Dixon. Dixon fires it back deep. Dixon with the go-ahead goal for the Lakers. That tipped underneath the near circle. Here comes Flazar down the near boards. Flazar,
Nice.
cross-ice pass over to Hansen. Hansen races in
Got
with
the
it.
angle.
Hansen trying to beat Adams.
Oh.
There's a shot.
Oh.
Pasemko with the
Nice
save. Boy, yeah, she made
Power
a beautiful
move.
save.
Yeah.
3:44 left to go. Lake State has the 2-1 lead over Michigan here on senior night for the Maize in Blue. Face-off is going to be to Pasemko's right in the far face-off circle. Gordon in to take the face-off. Can't quite see the other side as the numbers are just a little hard to see the white on the yellow on the sleeves. Really appreciate them having there. That's Tonello in to take the face-off. Need to pull up the binoculars here as we are high atop of Yost Ice Arena. Gordon versus Tonello. They take it into the far corner. That lift it all the way down the far boards, controlled by the Lakers as they feed ahead. Coming in, Gibbs has it. Gibbs gains the zone, top of the near circle. Gibbs trying to drop it back to
Here we
Tonello.
go.
That picked up.
2 on
Here
2.
comes Gordon. Racing ahead with it is Hansen. Hansen moves to her left. Hansen, top of the far circle. Shot that got deflected into the near corner. Gathering it up there, trying to pull it away, and controlled by the Lakers as they feed it ahead. Now coming down with it is Sarah Lamb. Sarah Lamb over center. Feeds it down the far boards, right back behind Johns. That picked up there. Moved back over to Kolwich in the far corner. Kolwich brings it ahead down the far boards.
Oh.
Intercepted coming in as that is a backhanded shot. Good job. Good save by Johns. There's another shot. And that just about deflected as Heather Lamb fired it out in front. And that was a beautiful, beautiful tip out there.
Total giveaway. Total
by
giveaway.
Rizzo, yeah.
Passed it to their point. It's 3 minutes to go. Less than 3 minutes in the period. We're gonna lock her down here.
2:56 left to go. Lakers have proven they're exceedingly dangerous. Puck in along the near boards. Uremko had it now. Heather Lamb trying to get it back to the blue line. Hornstra fires it deep outside the far circle. Michigan trying to get it out. Held in as that's chasing into the far corner. Matthews trying to move it over to Carr. Carr outside the far circle. Carr. Izzy German trying to grab it. That down into the neutral zone, but it touched the Michigan player on the bench. 2:36 left to go. I think that's going to come right back into the Michigan zone.
Right
Nope, they're going to do it in the outside. So more and more fans coming in. I'd love to see a bunch of youngsters in the end zones there.
Yeah, that's surprising to have the end zones that full.
As that fed ahead, Matthews trying to get to it, pull back. Lakers control. Hornstra fires it ahead. That down the near boards, racing back. Katie German has it on the near circle, trying to avoid pressure by Brazil. Or excuse me. And pulled away.
Here we
out
go.
in front, coming in.
Oh!
Carr couldn't quite keep the handle on the stick there. That
Got
pulled
excited
back.
all by herself. A little breakaway inside the deep slot.
Hornstra in along the near boards. Hornstra weaving through traffic. That tipped and back over to Matthews. Matthews top of the far circle with a shot and a save by Pasemko.
She's not that solid back there. She's big. She doesn't move great. 2 minutes. God.
2 minutes left to go here in the first. 2-1. Lakers with the lead over Michigan.
Mark, I'm shocked at how we're playing in our own zone.
Matthews moves it over. That picked up, coming down over the blue line is Oakes. Oakes races down the near boards, feeds it back into the Michigan zone. Picked up underneath the far circle, fed ahead. McCullough has it. Now Dixon at the near point. That slips back into the neutral zone.
2-on-1.
Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl moves
Nice.
it over. There's a
Oh.
shot that just misses the edge. Boy, Swanson with a beautiful shot that just missed inches away.
And you know what? That's Kelsey's bread and butter. That far post low she does it in practice all day long.
Lindahl moves it back to Gustafson. Gustafson from the far point. That got knocked down out in front. More good defense by the Lakers. And bank back, top of the near circle as they swipe it back into the neutral zone. Gustafson turns on it. Gustafson down the far boards. Ricochets it back deep. That intercepted on the far circle, trying to feed it ahead. Grabbed by Johnson. Johnson has that tip back. Backhanded, trying to hold it in is Malashevsky. Now moved down the near boards. Here comes Oakes. Oakes gains the zone. Oakes, there's a shot that
Jeez.
deflects up into the netting.
Lost that puck.
59.6 seconds left to go here in the first. 2-1. Lakers with the lead. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That to John's right. Gordon in to take the face-off versus Tonello. And grabbed Heather Lamb. High slot
nice
shot by
one-time.
Hornstra.
Nice
Blocked
block
by
Lucy.
Hansen.
Yeah.
Back to the
Here
far
we go.
point.
Here
Now
we go. Here
Hansen
we go.
trying to steal it.
She's
Hansen
got
racing
50
ahead.
seconds. 2-on-1.
Hansen coming back, trying to move it. Flazar over. Shot, and boy, that just missed.
Hit her. She got it off the body somewhere.
Had knocked away. Good job by Pasemko all the way back. Hornstra takes it into the far corner. Hornstra back behind the goal. Hornstra moves it down the near boards. Bucksbaum has it in the neutral zone. Waits for everyone to touch up. That intercepted. Here comes Tonello down the other way. Tonello moves it on the far circle. There's a
Nice
shot.
play.
Good block by Colwich. Loose firing it out in front. Now
There we go.
Bucksbaum
Cover
takes
that
it back
front.
behind.
Cover the front.
Gibbs trying to pull it off of the M boards. Now Sarah Lamb trying to dig it out of there as well. Gordon trying to pull it away. Still
10
grappling.
seconds.
As 9 seconds left to go. The puck in along the near boards. As that
Smart
will
play.
be brought
Just
back
let it go.
all the way down. And that, with 0.9 seconds left to go, will
crap.
be icing.
Big draw. They'll pull their goalie. No.
0.9 seconds left to go.
Yeah,
That's,
he's pulling them.
Yeah, why
He's
not?
pulling her.
You
Yeah.
might as well, right? You might as well. I don't think
You can tell I used to coach, huh?
it would take longer than 0.9 seconds to
State
get all the way
pulled
down.
them once with 14 seconds to go in the second period, and we scored. So you got to be careful, but 0.9 should be safe. That was a smart draw. Just went down on it.
Gordon just went down on that. Will do it for the first. Well, the Lakers have the lead 2-1.
What are we doing on
As
our own end? Oh.
Michigan with an early goal as Michigan put it in. Let me pull up my sheets here. That was Carr, who continues her amazing play at 16:15. She scored the goal, and then coming the other way, Potts scored at 13:01 for the Lakers to make it 1-1, and then it was Dixon scoring at 6:26 to make it 2-1. Lakers with the lead. What does this Michigan team need to do to get this lead back and win this game?
Well, we're getting the shots, 18 to 6. We've got to follow up. There's rebounds we're not getting. We're missing chances. But we've got to really clean up how we're handling things on our end. Everybody's got to have a body, and everybody's got to cover that body as soon as there's a shot, block the shot, do whatever we can to help Johns out, because what she's done is made a couple first saves, and then the rebound gets knocked around a few times and somebody's wide open and puts it into an open net because she's coming out and cutting off the angle. And you teach a goalie to do that. You want them to come out and let you take the first one. We'll take the people. So if there's a rebound and there's an opening, we've got them. Well, we're not doing that. And I'm a little surprised that we're not more focused on making sure an inexperienced first-year goalie doesn't have that kind of protection. I think that's our biggest thing. I mean, you can't knock 18 shots.
No, it seemed like the Lakers have been good at causing chaos in our zone.
Yeah.
It's just nothing that seems settled. They've been good at jumping on loose pucks. They've been first to loose pucks in our zone, and
I think in some ways, and it's a tribute to Sandy. I think we're a little spoiled by our goaltending.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And we don't have to worry about covering everything and worrying about a rebound and making sure people can't breathe and knocking people down and keeping them from crashing the net, because she's just like a wall, like a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
And it's not, you can't do that. It's not going to be that way every game. It's not fair to her to carry the team. And now you've got a different goalie in there, and you've got to recenter and say, okay, we've got to play a little different. We can't depend on that person. They have to depend on me, on us, not that person.
And not that Johns has been playing
No,
badly.
no,
She's been
no.
doing great, but she hasn't seen a lot of shots.
Yeah.
And when she has, it's pure chaos out there. She
Yeah.
gets the first one, and it's
No, somebody 6 feet away has got an open puck on their stick, and that can't happen. No, it's between the few shots. She's done exactly what you ask her to do. It's the defense and the forwards covering people coming in late, picking people up. And to be honest with you, without looking at the tapes, it's happening so fast with such chaos that I can't even pinpoint exactly what's going on, except that there's people open with pucks available. And that means somebody's not doing their job.
Yeah. Well, let's play a little bit of the Michigan Marching Band. We'll be back with your ACHA scoreboard intermission report, as it is 2-1 here. Lakers with the lead over Michigan. We are here at Yost Ice Arena, where it is the Lakers 2 and Michigan 1 on senior night. Taking a look at our ACHA scoreboard report scores from yesterday. It was, well, we know about, it was Indiana Tech, that will be back on Thursday, forgive me. Liberty beat Indiana Tech 2-0, and it was Adrian beating University of Michigan Dearborn 7-0. Obviously, University of Michigan Dearborn came back the next night. Unofficial final here as Maryville beat Lindenwood 5-2. Other D1 action that happened yesterday, Adrian beat Michigan State 6-1, so that bumped Michigan State out of the CCWHA playoffs. I don't think even if they beat Adrian on Sunday, they'll be able to get in, and that moved Adrian into second spot because they're tied with Michigan, and they beat us twice, so they have the goals against average for the tiebreaker. So it's Michigan Dearborn, Adrian, and Michigan in that pod. Taking a look at let's see, lots of D2 action. It was Miami University beating Aquinas 3-1. It was a final. Liberty beat Indiana Tech. They swept them. They beat them 4-1. Also in D1, it was Rhode Island beating Maryland 2-1. Concordia beat University of Massachusetts Amherst, that in Amherst, 3-1. And it was Minot beating University of Jamestown 4-1. So we're coming down to it. One more game left. If you want to see the Maize and Blue at home this season tomorrow, 4 o'clock. That's the final regular season game starting Friday next week. It will be the CCWHA playoffs. So let me see if I can pull up. If you go to CCWHA D1, not let me get the D1 in there, ACHA.hockeytech.com, I believe. That will get you out there. Let me see if I typed it right. It did. Okay, so wild card games on Friday. 4 o'clock will be wild game number 1 for D1, and wild card number 2 will be 7 o'clock. So Friday, there'll be a 4 o'clock and a 7 o'clock game for D1. Michigan will play in one of those. Then on Saturday, the D1 semifinals, 3 o'clock. One of the survivors of Friday will take on either Michigan Dearborn or Indiana Tech. Then that will be at 3 o'clock. Then at 8 o'clock will be the second D1 team playing the other top seed that got the bye. Finally, the championship game for D1 is 3 o'clock on Sunday. As we are underway, as that comes all the way down the far boards. Simmer trying to get to it, that tipped away as Pott trying to pull it in along those far boards, brought back into the Michigan zone. Coming down the far boards, Katie German has it moved back. Matthews takes it right back behind her own goal from the near side to the far side, back behind John. Slips it back over to Katie German down the far boards. And set ahead. Here comes Carr. Carr racing ahead with it. Carr on the far circle. Carr moves it into the far corner. Outside the far circle. Carr gets it to Katie German. Katie German back with a shot that just goes wide underneath the near circle. And gathered up, fired ahead by Howell. Coming down the near boards, Boyko has it. Izzy German trying to knock it away. Boyko actually slides into the Michigan zone with it. Outside the near circle. Carr trying to pull that away. Whistle. And there is going to be a tripping call at 19:11. So we'll start off with a tripping call, and that is Simmer going into the box for tripping. So the Wolverines will be shorthanded for the next 2 minutes. That at 19:11, not what they needed to try and get back into this game.
Tell you, Mark, doing color for a team that isn't winning and the coffee shop isn't open is taking its toll.
Right outside, Yaremko has it. Ooh. There's a shot that just goes wide in along the far boards. Trying to get it. Heather Lamb out there trying to tip it away as Lindahl. Now into the far corner. Gibbs has it. Gibbs back behind Gibbs underneath that far circle. Moves it back to Heather Lamb at the far point. Heather Lamb, high slot. Shot that got deflected by Lindahl. There's another shot off the side of the net. Fired all the way down the ice.
A little more aggressive than last night. That's good.
as that is cleared all the way down. 18:34 left to go here in the first. 1:20 left to go in the power play. Lakers coming down the near boards. Racing ahead with it. Yaremko moves it forward. Lindahl stealing it away. Lindahl in along the near boards, trying to make sure she is away from Brazow into the far corner. Lindahl trying to feed it out. That held in by Hornstra. Moving over. Yaremko top of the near circle with the shot.
Block.
There's a block by Gustafson. Gibbs hands it underneath the near circle.
That should be a
Gibbs.
trigger. She had her back and did not want that puck. There you go.
Yaremko with a shot and a save by Johns. Bucksbaum right in front to try and clear out any rebound. 54 seconds left to go in the power play for the Lakers. They have the lead 2-1, 18:05. So no coffee for you downstairs, huh?
No, give it a shot.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. That's first world problems or something like that. Spoiled rotten.
All over Adams with a shot that
Another
got
block.
blocked out in front by Katie German all the way back to the far point. Adams with it. Adams, top of the far circle, moves it high slot. Dixon with it there. Dixon moves it back over to Adams.
Go.
Racing over as Swanson trying to
There you
get
go.
to it,
There
trying
you
to
go.
battle a pair of Lakers that pulled ahead. Sarah Lamb puts it for Ackroyd in the far corner. Ackroyd trying to move it around the official. That back to Adams at the far point. Adams back to Ackroyd on the far circle. Shot there and a glove save by Johns.
They're doing a good job of clearing people out. Lots of block shots. That's what we need for Emma. And Lake State is turning their back and doesn't look like they're danglers. So we can be a little more aggressive. We're doing a little bit more of that. I think they're going to get a sense for that and move at them.
24 seconds left to go here in the power play. 17:33 left to go in the second.
That was trouble right off the top bar.
Yeah, right off the top bar. Luckily, it did not go in.
It
Taking
was bar
it,
up,
Dixon.
not bar down. That's good.
Thankfully, Dixon has it back behind.
Trouble.
Underneath the far circle. That backhanded. Trying to knock it down. Tonello back behind. Tonello underneath the far circle. She lost an edge. Is trying to pull it back. Sarah Lamb right underneath. There's a shot saved by Johns. And backhanded shot. Ooh, that went right through the crease. Trying to get to it. Matthews in the far corner. Tonello with it, moving it right back behind. Good puck movement by the Lakers. Outside the near circle, trying to dig it out. The penalty is over. And Cummings trying to knock it away. Wouldn't settle down for her. Picked up by Katie German in the far corner. Here, coming down the far boards, Hansen trying to get to it. That tipped away. Racing ahead with it is
Good.
Cummings. Cummings into the far circle. Cummings.
Got her wide open in front.
Back behind, that
Here we
tipped
go.
over. Matthews
Oh,
feeding
Lucy's
it, that
right
off
there.
the side of the net. As good job by Pasemko to not allow the rebound, because you're right, Hansen was right there.
And you do not want to let Hansen have that shot.
Gordon to take the face-off in the far face-off circle, that to Pasemko's left. Is battling back there. Mikolo had it. That's held in at the far point by Cevallos, right back behind. Heather Lamb trying to get to it.
Goalie has no idea where it is behind.
Gordon has it outside the far circle. Gordon moves it back to the far point. Cevallos with it there. Cevallos. That tip by Gordon. Oh, Hansen.
That's who you want there on that play.
Hansen trying to put it in. Really good job by Pasemko to get that pad over against the bar. As Gustafson has it. Gustafson
Nice
with
shot.
a shot.
Oh.
That deflects off to the side. Flazar was right there, but it bounced the opposite direction. Pulling down that into the neutral zone, coming ahead with it. Here comes the Lakers as they gain the zone. Top of the far circle. Moved over as that is knocked down. McCullough with a shot. As Oakes right there as well, and that covered up by Johns. 15:55 left to go here in the second. 2-1, Lakers with the lead.
They obviously talked about it between the periods, or the players themselves realized it. They've got to cover those people when there's a shot.
Face off in the far face off circle as that pulled away. Bucksbaum has it back behind. Over to Kolwich in the near corner. Kolwich ahead to Swanson. Swanson trying to avoid pressure as that was knocked down by Brazow. Brazow coming ahead. Down. Yaremko puts it down the far boards. That tipped back. Now grabbed. Yaremko has it underneath the far circle, putting it out in
What a
front. Good
great
job by
play.
Kolwich. Oh, because that was a beautiful pass right out in front by Yaremko. Adams has it at her own blue line, trying to feed it ahead, knocked down. Lindahl trying to fire it right back deep into the Lakers zone. Gathered up there, moved down the near boards. Yaremko banks it ahead. Picked up, trying to fire it ahead was Brazow. all the way back.
Nice.
Michigan
Nice
feeds it
pass.
ahead, coming ahead. Lindahl fires it deep. Michigan goes for a line change. That into the near corner. Adams has it there. Swanson trying to provide pressure. That puck in along the end boards. Now Simmer trying to grab it. Into the far corner. Dixon fires it ahead for the Lakers, coming ahead. Now Brazow with it. Brazow moves it over into the far corner. Yaremko trying to get to it. Now she'll retreat as she goes for a line change.
Delayed offside. She gave they had all 5 changed. That is something that we do not want our players to do.
Katie German underneath the near circle, firing it into the slot. Wouldn't settle down. That picked up.
Take the shot.
Now in along the near boards, trying to bounce it ahead is Matthews. That grabbed. Howe with it. Now top of the near circle pulled away. Howe down the near boards. Howe bringing it ahead. Howe gains his own. Howe outside gets caught up with Izzy German, and that's going to be a penalty on Michigan.
If we get out of this.
As that will be whistle stoppage in play, and that is going to be probably a hooking or a holding.
It's a hook. Or tackling. Yeah. That's all right. You know what? That wasn't a terrible penalty. She was getting around her, and she had a wing on the far side, as I recall, and that's not a terrible penalty.
14-21. Michigan goes down a player on the penalty kill.
We haven't had a power play, have we?
We have not. Just 2 penalties to Michigan. Is that skating in? Oh, boy. That puck wouldn't settle down. Heather Lamb in along the far boards. Now Gordon trying to whip it down. Heather Lamb stopping it at the far point, doing a good job. Gordon spinning, trying to get to it. That over to Yaremko, top of the near circle. Yaremko back to the near point. Yaremko trying to skate in. Yaremko with a shot. Ooh, that just went wide. Gordon fires it all the way down the ice. That'll go back deep, able to clear it. 1 minute, 30 seconds left on the power play for the Lakers. 13:46 left to go here in the second. Lakers up 2-1. Good job by Gordon to knock it away. Coming in. Here comes Cummings. Trying to fire it. That pulled down, headed the other direction.
That'll be an ice.
And it should be an icing as they were trying to get it over to Brazow and just missed her stick. Now come all the way back into the Lakers zone with 3:33 left to go in the second. 1:12 left to go.
Michigan will put out some fresh penalty killers, and Lake State has to stick with their same crew.
Indeed, on the icing, absolutely. 1:12 left to go in the power play. Matthews out there versus Brazow. Outside the near circle, Kolwich has it. Kolwich trying to dig into the near corner. Fed around, picked up by Hornstra underneath the far circle. Hornstra feeds ahead. Here comes Gibbs over center. Gibbs down the far boards. Gibbs top of the far circle. Gibbs now moves it back over to Hornstra. Hornstra, right through the crease outside the near circle.
It's a good play.
Yaremko has it. Yaremko trying to pull it away. That comes all the way back into the neutral zone, picked up there by Hornstra, and the Lake State have to touch up, and that will be offsides.
Hello.
As Gibbs was trying to race back to get it, I don't think Hornstra saw her, and that just causes a face-off in the far face-off circle outside of the Michigan zone with 43 seconds left in the power play to the Lakers. Did also allow them to get a good line change. Matthews trying to get it. Adams moves it over to Dixon. Dixon down the near boards. Sarah Lamb sends it in. That fired all the way back deep. Good job by Bucksbaum to send it back. Adams hands it in the far corner. Adams trying to bring it ahead. Matthews providing pressure as Dixon has it back behind her own goal. Dixon moves it over. Adams down the near boards. That's Tonello. Tonello ahead to Ackroyd. Ackroyd outside the near circle. Ackroyd into the near corner. Moves it back to the near point to Dixon. Dixon feeds it into the slot. Shot ticked away. Good job by Johns moving back, and that'll slip back into the neutral zone. Dixon with it. 4 seconds left on the power play. Ackroyd has it. Michigan is back to full strength as that puck held in at the near point by Dixon. They have been really good at pinching at the points.
Yeah, they're holding it. We're sending it kind of up to them. We got to be better using high glass.
As Katie German trying to get it away out in front.
Trouble.
Ackroyd with it. Shot that got blocked. Still
Here
loose.
we go. Chaos.
Still trying to knock it down as that comes into the near corner. Swanson with it. Swanson will move it down the far boards, but a really good opportunity for the Lakers as again they hold it in. They've been money from the points in the Michigan zone. Coming in, Adams moves it deep as that swings right back behind Johns into the far corner. Boyko trying to get to it, fed ahead to Lindahl. Lindahl trying to poke it past, but again, Pott holds it in at the far point. Pott onto the far circle, Katie German with it, and now Michigan gets out. Swanson through the neutral zone. Swanson gets into the
All by
zone.
herself.
Swanson outside the far circle. Ooh, good job by Pop to steal it away as that puck right back behind swung around. Now Howe has it down the near boards. Howe feeds it ahead, racing down. Boyko with it into the Michigan zone. Boyko moves it into the far corner. Ceballos trying to pull that away. Now Howe in along the end boards. That poked right back behind the Michigan goal into the near corner. Gustafson with it ahead. That grabbed and racing ahead with it is Hansen. Hansen moves it into the zone. Hansen trying to get to it outside the near circle. Hansen coming in with a shot. Ooh,
She's not afraid
good
to cut
save by Pasemko.
Now we've evened up the shots.
And all the way back, Ceballos has it in her own zone, trying to avoid Howe. Ceballos moves it over to Gustafson. Gustafson
Smart play.
back to Ceballos, back behind her own goal, down the far boards. Now here comes Michigan,
Chip.
firing it ahead to Gordon. Knocked down right at the blue line as the Lakers are fantastic right at the Michigan blue line. That fired right back in. Grab, moved
Nice
over.
play.
Here comes
got her.
Gustafson. Gustafson moves it ahead. Here comes Hansen. Hansen, top of the near
Cut it
circle
through,
through
cut
the
it through.
slot,
Get-
trying to move it. Oh, had Flazar, but that went off of a defender's skate. Picking it up the other direction. Here comes Brazow. Brazow fires it deep.
Free.
Stand underneath the near
Free
circle.
breakout.
10:20 left to go. Flazar with it. Flazar. That went off of a pair of skates down the near boards. Brazow with it. Brazow. Outside the near circle. Brazow drop pass over to Yaremko. Yaremko top of the near circle
Good
pulled
play.
away.
She's tough.
Here comes Hormstra. Hormstra into the near corner. If I recall rightly, Yaremko was a big part of when they the Lake State won the Division II CCWHA tournament
Yeah.
a couple years ago when we broadcast that. Picked up down the near boards. Here comes Michigan coming down. Here comes Bucksbaum. Bucksbaum gains the zone. Bucksbaum outside the near circle. Bucksbaum bringing it in deep,
slot,
has it
deep
into
slot.
the far corner.
Nice
Bucksbaum
play.
moves it back.
Got her right there.
Right
Ooh.
in front. That went off of a skate. Oaks with it as Carr
Sam.
has it in the far corner. Carr over to Matthews.
Point,
Matthews
point.
back to Carr. Carr has it tipped away. Grab fired by Katie German into the near corner. Hornstra with it there. Hornstra
Make her pay. She's trying to walk out by herself.
there in along Matthews. Right out in front
Oh.
trying to get it to Carr. That was a good job by the Laker defense to knock it away. Hornstra right in
Keep
front of her
cutting-
own net.
Yeah, they keep cutting in front of their own net. They're going to pay. Oh, nice bounce.
It always drives
Here we
me
go,
crazy,
here we
but
go,
I
here we
don't
go.
have the talent they do.
Here we
It's
go.
Carr moves it.
Nice.
Slot over to Matthews. Matthews with a shot. Oh, that went off of his skate.
Yes.
And Simmer puts it in.
Yes.
And we're all tied up.
Yeah, senior gets a goal. That was a nice
Yes.
shot by Matthews and a nice pass across by Carr. She should pick up an assist on that. She hasn't got a ton of assists. That was a very unselfish play. Good for her.
And Pasemko, that was tough on her because that went off of a defender's skate
Yep.
right in front.
And then went right to Jesse.
Yeah. As that's
That line is trying to gel, and they got the perfect combination there if they can just figure it out. And that's the way to figure it out is get a huge goal like that.
2-2 is the score.
That was fun to
Yes.
watch from up here.
Coming ahead, here comes Lindahl. Lindahl racing through. Oh, just off of her stick into the near corner. She is always dangerous. As that comes back, Izzy German trying to move it over. Picked up by Swanson through the slot. Swanson top of the far circle.
no,
That
no.
intercepted. Tonello has it back over as really, again, good positioning by the Lakers. As coming in, Sarah Lamb has it. Izzy German trying to knock it away. Izzy German on the far circle.
Nice pass.
Ricochets it all the way back into the neutral zone. Gathered up, trying to feed it ahead was Book. And back into the far corner. Tonello on the far circle. Shot on a glove. Saved by Johns. 8:25 left to go here in the second. Michigan scored first. Lakers with 2 goals in the first to make it to 2-1. Now Michigan has it tied up 2-2 in the second on senior night. Face off to the right of Johns coming in. That poked in loose and covered up. Nope. Now there's a shot that comes off of the side of the net by Mikolo as Johns finally covers it up.
Well, at least we're covering people in front, and we're not just standing next to them. We're knocking them down. We're controlling their stick. That's huge.
8:14 left to go here in the second. 2-2 is our score. As that puck, top of the far circle, deflected all the way back in along the near boards. And we knew the Lakers were going to give us a couple really good games here. They are doing so in the first game. It's Hansen trying to weave through everybody in the world there into the far corner. She has those skills.
She broke the ankles there.
As Ceballos in the far point. Ceballos trying to move it over and again getting in the passing lanes. Here comes Lake State as Sarah Lamb comes into the zone with a shot. Good block by Gustafson. Goes back behind. Ceballos has it down the far boards. That intercepted by Boyko into the far corner. Trying to pull it away was Flazar. That loose on the far circle. Intercepted. Ceballos puts it back into the far corner, but that pull by Howell underneath the near circle. Howell back to Adams, top of the near circle. Adams back to Howell in the near corner. Howell moves it all the way over into the far corner. Flazar trying to pull it away. Flazar back into the far corner. That whipped rimmed all the way around the boards outside the near circle. Adams with it, but that knocked away. Good job to get it out there by Hansen. Fired right back in as here comes the Lakers. As that's a shot covered up and a good opportunity as Johns ices the puck.
She needs to spit in that glove. It's just not sticking in that catching glove tonight.
Indeed. As 7:09 left to go here in the second. 2-2 is our score. Face-off in the far face-off circle.
Well, we don't have nearly the shots so far, but I'll take the coverage in the defensive zone and work on the shots next period.
As that out in front, trying to get to it at the near point. Hornstra with it. Hornstra moves it over onto the far circle.
Play.
There's a shot.
Back door.
Just wide, as that was an excellent opportunity by the Lakers. Hornstra puts it back outside the near circle. Here comes trying to get it away is Kolwich. Kolwich in along the end boards. Now Bucksbaum feeds it around.
Nice play.
Outside the near circle.
Reverse.
Here comes Michigan. Carr has it. Carr, puck wouldn't settle down, but she spins, moves it ahead. Now trying to get to Matthews. That just off the edge of her stick.
Ice. Dang.
That'll be icing. So do you have to, I mean, most of us are familiar with getting a baseball mitten, trying to work it in and get it flexible and all. Do you have to do that with catcher's mitts on goalkeeping, or is it already soft enough that you don't have to mess around with it?
Well, you know, it's funny. Over the years, you definitely had to. I mean, I used to wrap mine with a softball and tape it, and then you'd bend it over backwards and, and all that kind of stuff. They're much more broken in now, but they still, depending upon your hand strength and stuff and the brand that you get, you may have some break in, especially if it's a high quality one that's really going to afford you protection, because it has to have certain stiffness to have that shielding.
Absolutely, in around as Simmer trying to get it out of the
Nice,
zone.
smart
She moves
play.
it all the way back out.
Kicked it out.
Definitely back to the blue line, feeding ahead. Lakers feed it right back in. Bucksbaum chases it back, right back behind, but that will be icing. Fired from the wrong side of center ice, and we'll head back into the Lakers zone. 2-2 is the score. 6:05 left to go here in the second period. Face-off in the near face-off circle. What are our shots on goal now?
I've got 6 for us and 8 for them, Mark.
Malashevsky in to take the face-off. Top of the near circle. Lindahl has it. Lindahl moves it back to Izzy German.
Oh.
There is tipped, and right off of Adams' stick. Lindahl into the far corner, but picking it up. Here comes Oakes. Oakes flips it ahead. Racing with it is McCullough. McCullough gains the zone. That's offsides.
Can't make that move at the blue line. That's our third defenseman, that blue line, and they bought right into it.
Well, it's a common thing where you try and make a juke to get yourself a little room to get in clean, and your line mate doesn't see it, and they cruise right in afterwards.
That's why we try to tell people, if you're going to make a move, make it before, make it after, because the blue line, it's too close.
Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl outside the far circle. Lindahl into the
got
far
spoon.
corner. Ooh, good job trying to get to Malashevsky. Wouldn't just out of her reach. Here comes Yaremko. Yaremko down into the zone. Yaremko trying to chase it into the near corner. Swanson trying to pull that away. Now Howe moves it back to the near point to Hornstra. Hornstra holds it in. Hornstra moves it top of the far circle. Heather Lamb with it, trying to move it out in front. Knocked down. Katie German moves it back into the far corner. Katie German trying to dig it out of there. Still loose. Lindahl trying to get to it. That swept right back behind. Izzy German underneath the near circle. She moves it ahead, trying to get it around Hornstra. Swanson trying to get it back. Hornstra held her up just enough where that's grabbed by Adams. Ahead, racing with it is Ackroyd. Ackroyd.
Got too many people deep.
As Brazow with it, that's sticked into the far corner by Johns, back to the far point. Heather Lamb with a shot. That got deflected off of an ankle. Coming in, Hornstra. Good job by Izzy German to get a stick on it. Katie German moves it around. Now Lindahl in the far corner. Trying to knock it down as they just didn't have enough time. Lakers right on top of it.
Got a center.
Now here comes
Well,
Lindahl.
2-on-1.
Lindahl down the far boards. Lindahl gains his
Swanson's
own.
got to come off.
Lindahl on the far circle with a shot that deflected back into the near corner, picked up by the Lakers here as Lindahl is gassed. She goes off quickly. Coming down the near boards, Heather Lamb with it outside the near circle. Heather Lamb tipped
Nice
away by
play.
Gustafson. Tonello right out, trying to feed it in front. Hansen moves it ahead. Now, good job by Flazar to move it. Coming down
Nice
that,
backhand
fired over
pass.
by Cummings. Now Hansen outside
There
the
you go,
far
right
circle
there,
with
then
a shot
teed
into
up.
the slot. Shot loose, and Hansen just couldn't get to it before it was sticked away coming down the far boards.
My God, it was just sitting there.
Sarah Lamb with it outside the far circle. Sarah Lamb trying to head in. That deflected. Good job by Johns outside the near circle. Back to the near point to Gibbs. Gibbs trying to fire it back deep. That knocked down by Hansen. Hansen has it. Hansen ahead. Now here comes Cummings. Cummings through center ice.
All by
Cummings
yourself. All by
gains
yourself.
his own. Cummings with
Good
a shot.
Those rebounds are pretty juicy.
As that was Pasemko with the save that moved down the near boards. Coming ahead with it is Tonello. Tonello, points leader for this Lakers team. There's a shot, but again, I believe that was
The whistle.
offsides.
Yeah, off the whistle, making a move. And we're using the blue line better as to our advantage, forcing him there.
3:27 left to go. So is that mainly trying to get into the way to force the person with the puck to have to make a juke and make everyone offsides?
Yep. You want to step up, certainly use the blue line to your advantage. Yep, and step up and make a move there and draw an offsides. It's like a third man, we always say.
Fired all the way back by Dixon, right back behind into the near corner. Kolwich with it. Kolwich moves it ahead. Here comes Carr. Through, over the blue line, knocked away by Adams. Back, lifted back into the Lakers zone as Boyko along the near boards. Adams feeds it ahead. Coming ahead with it is Howell. Howell gains his own. Howell. Shot,
Nice
glove,
shot.
save.
Good save.
Good job by Johns. 3:01 left to go here in the second. 2-2.
She spit in her glove. That stuck right in there. She's seen almost twice as many shots this period.
Face off in the near, face off. Circle that to John's left. That almost has to be a little easier when you're seeing more consistent shots.
It is, as long as they're not great shots, but people are being tied up. Nobody's getting the open space and the mayhem in front that was happening in the first period.
Moved ahead by Howell, now coming ahead, racing in. Here comes Dixon. Dixon, top of the near circle. Dixon into the near corner. Dixon has a goal tonight. Izzy German trying to knock it away. Dixon into the near corner with it outside the near circle. As Dixon trying to fire it back. That grabbed. Now Adams has it. High slot back to Dixon at the near point. Dixon with the shot that tipped off into the near corner. Trying to chase it is Pott. Pott has the other goal for the Lakers. Now here comes Swanson. Swanson, good move out in front to trying to avoid Boyko. Here comes Katie German. Katie German in. Katie German through the slot shot and
nice
a good
try.
pad save.
Went 5-hole.
Absolutely moved over as Pasemko with a good save. That puck outside the near circle.
Oh, come on. We're
Now
all too
that
nice.
pulled away, coming ahead with it. Here comes Yaremko. Yaremko moves it over to Ackroyd. Back to Yaremko. Yaremko on the far circle, trying to get it through. Oh boy, that hit a post and comes outside the near circle. Ackroyd trying to get to it. That all the way back to Adams. Adams with the blast. Good block out in front, but trying to put it back in. Good save by Johns.
I'll say right under her arm. She didn't even make a blocker or glove save. It stuck under her arm. And
Brazow was right there trying to put it in. That was more of that chaos that the Lakers have created in the defensive zone for the Wolverines. And if not for Johns snagging that puck.
they've been taking a lot of slap shots from the point. We haven't seen that many slap shots this year from the point.
Underneath the far circle, moved ahead by Ceballos. Flazar gets it all the way back. That tip by Hormstra. Coming ahead, Heather Lamb has it. Back to the blue line. Coming down the far boards. Fired ahead by Gustafson. That will go all the way back. Icing waved off as Heather Lamb picks it up back behind Pasemko.
She can go. Don't let her go.
Is that ahead? Yaremko trying to get to it. Knocked down. Trying to pull it away.
Manami.
Still digging it is Gordon and Hansen
elbow.
there. Pulls it back. Hornstra has it now. That back to the near point to Gustafson. Gustafson. That deflected off of Yaremko. Now Ceballos trying to fire it back deep. That deflected off of a Laker. Right back behind Pasemko. And along the near boards.
Nice.
Tipped. Good job to keep it in by Hansen.
Keep the forecheck up,
Yeah,
guys.
Hansen trying to knock it down. Yaremko outside the near circle.
Step
that
up,
poked
step
away
up.
by
Where's-
Gordon.
oh, D.
Now that lifted back into the neutral zone. Racing ahead is Gibbs. Gibbs fires it back deep. 47 seconds left to go. Back into the neutral zone it goes. Hornstra chases it back. Hansen right on her back hip. All the way over to Heather Lamb down the far boards. That fed to the far point. That held in by Michigan, but now quickly fired down the ice, and that will be icing. 31.2 seconds left to go here in the second.
Well, I guess when you clean up your defensive end, you don't get half as many shots.
That makes sense.
That's not supposed to be the way it works. So you want to keep those shots and clean up the defensive end. Got to do the more than one thing at a time.
Matthews into the near corner. Simmer back behind for Carr.
Right there,
Carr
right there.
firing it out in front, and
people.
that deflected off of a skate.
Just came through
Kolwich trying
too
to fire it
fast.
through. That went off of Gibbs' skate. Gibbs coming down the near boards. Gibbs fires it back deep. 16 seconds left to go. Into the far corner. That brought ahead as Bucksbaum into the far corner. Bucksbaum has that pulled away, tipped back. Good job by Kolwich. Bucksbaum trying to move it out. Here comes Simmer. Simmer races ahead with it. Simmer trying to move it ahead to Carr. That tipped off, and that will do it for the second. Well, Michigan gets it tied up. That was huge.
Yeah, that's huge. We'll take one thing at a time. But 9 shots for us and 14 for them.
So we had the heavy shots, lead on shots and goal early in the game, and now the Lakers have really come back and
27 to 20 in total shots. But we did clean things up on our end,
which is huge. Doesn't matter how many shots you get if you're making chaos for your goaltender. It was a Michigan penalty as Simmer went off for tripping at 19 minutes 11 seconds. Then it was another Michigan penalty as Izzy German took a hooking call at 14:21. Then Michigan tied it up as Simmer took it from Matthews, put it in at 9:03, and that's where we're at. All knotted up into a piece. We've talked about cleaning up the defensive end. We've talked about shots. What does Michigan have to do to win this third period and win senior night?
Well, they do need to do more of what they did that period, certainly in the defensive end.
Yeah.
And then just crash the net and get those shots on net. And there are juicy rebounds there. We just got to go to that net hard and focus on that second shot, that rebound, even a pass off the pads to find somebody there. We had the chances, and she's not that great a goalie. And I think our depth, even with the lineup we have tonight, our depth is such that this period should be telling. They were on a bus. We're at home at senior night. I'd like to think they're gonna reach deep, and this should be their period. It's our house.
So we're hoping that it'll be a big third period for the Maize in Blue, but the Lakers have other plans. They'd like to steal at least one, if not both of these games here before heading into the CCWHA playoffs. Well, it is the second intermission, so we will be back with your Michigan scoreboard report. But you know what time it is. It's time for I Can't Turn You Loose.
Well, good afternoon and welcome once again to the Michigan Amphitheater. You know, so much of the music we hear today is this pre-programmed electronic disco. You never get a chance to hear master bluesmen practicing their craft. By the year 2006, the music now known as the blues will exist only in the classical record department of your local public library. And so, this afternoon, while we still can, let us welcome from Ann Arbor, Michigan, Gary Lewis and his blues band. Gary Lewis and his blues band.
As we are at the second intermission, 2-2 is our score, and let us take a look at the Michigan scoreboard report. Scores from yesterday in softball. It was Michigan beating Seton Hall 3-0. In softball, Michigan beat Maine 11-0 in 5 innings. In baseball, Western Michigan beat Michigan 14-13 in 11 innings. In track and field for men's and women's, they were at the Silverton Invitational, non-scoring. In men's tennis, Michigan lost to number 9 Wake Forest 4-1. In intramural hockey, Michigan beat, or not intramural hockey. It says IHM hockey. It's not intramural. It's men's NCAA hockey, but that trips me up every time. I don't quite have the intramural scores, but Michigan men's hockey beat Penn State 5-3. In wrestling, Michigan beat Indiana, number 23, Indiana 30-6. In women's gymnastics, Michigan beat Rutgers by a score of 197.650 to 194.625. The water polo game today versus St. Francis in Bloomington, Indiana was canceled. Women and men's swimming and diving are at the first chance meet non-scoring opportunity today. Softball lost to Louisville down in Boca Raton 2-0. Track and field men's and women's were at the Alex Wilson Invitational in South Bend. That's a non-scoring item. Men's lacrosse beat Holbert by a score of 18-8. Men's gymnastics was at was against number 12 Springfield in Arizona State, their first of 3. Women's lacrosse as they beat number 4 Denver 8-4. Huge win for Michigan women's lacrosse. In baseball, Western Michigan takes out Michigan again 11-9 in 10 innings. In softball, Michigan lost to Florida Atlantic in Boca Raton 1-0. In women's water polo, they beat Salem by a score of 17-1. In men's tennis, they lose to number 3 Texas 4-0. Baseball, there was it must have been a doubleheader because they play Western Michigan again in Phoenix, Arizona. Men's hockey should be going on right now, and basketball going on across the way. I will effort to get some scores for those items there. As we'll first see if we can get the hockey score. So I'll pull this off of College Hockey News. Penn State is up 3-2. Michigan beat them yesterday, but Penn State has the 1-goal lead. Number 26 Penn State versus number 16 Michigan with 7:50 left to go in the third. So Michigan trying to get that scored up and take the lead over in the basketball. It's been a rough season for the Maize and Blue men on the court. It is a 2-point lead. Michigan State 39, Michigan 37 at halftime. Fortunately, the second half has not been the Michigan men's basketball team's half, as they have had some big collapses in the second. So they'll hope to keep that going. Coach Tribb's already down on the bench, ready to go for this third period, and in come the Wolverines from the locker room to the right as they skate out. The Lakers should be following momentarily. And sorry, we'll get Coach Ned up there.
They've got their own private cheering section there with some of our alumni. I see Jamie, I see Jordan, I see Mariah. I don't know if that's Aaron Proctor. My eyes aren't what they used to be, but
it might
that's cool.
be. Yeah, absolutely. As that is awesome to see down there.
Yeah.
Love to see the former players in there.
Anything that gets them juiced up and get that energy going. We've got to focus and get over this tie.
Absolutely. Is Michigan looking to take the lead? It's 2-2 going into the third. As love to see the alumni come back and get involved and celebrate the seniors. That's a fantastic thing. We need to get some more alumni back from the early years of the team and celebrate that. Face-off right at center. Matthews in to take the face-off versus Brazow down in along the near boards.
Starters
Here comes
are starting.
Simmer comes in, trying to get it. That tip by Ackroyd into the near corner, all the way over to Carr in the far corner. Carr trying to knock it away. That loose on the far circle. Simmer trying to keep it in.
Okay, move it to somebody.
Carr spins it into the far corner. Carr moving it back to the far point.
Play.
Izzy German fires it right through the slot, and Simmer just couldn't get a stick on it down the near boards.
Tip on her.
Here comes Aykroyd. Aykroyd moves it ahead. Sarah Lamb had it. That knocked down. Simmer trying to move it the other direction. Here comes Matthews. Matthews into the zone outside the near circle. Matthews into the near corner. Goes back behind the goal.
Short side.
Matthews outside the far circle. Moves it back behind to Simmer. Simmer trying to backhand it out in front. That knocked down. Good defense by the Lakers as Aykroyd has it in the near corner. Simmer trying to get to it.
Oh,
She
that's a
goes
trip.
down,
We're going to
loses
get
an
one
edge.
here. They're going to get a penalty. We got
Into the
time.
far
Sam,
corner.
find
Carr
somebody,
has
Sam.
it. Carr
Find somebody.
moves it around. Simmer back behind Simmer.
We got Emma on the bench.
That loose. Carr has it back at the far point. Carr moving it over to Matthews. That back, and that will be.
Well, I'm not sure about that being a possession.
Doesn't the other team have to get it? I mean, it left the zone, but
That's not the point. They touched it, but they barely touched it. It was a battle touch. It wasn't a clear touch. Yeah, he was getting tired of keeping track of who the penalty was on and holding his arm up.
that is fair. That is fair. So into the box goes Heather Lamb at 18.
Oh, nice draw.
54,
Oh.
tripping the call as that moved over top of the far circle. Penalty here to Lake State is that moving over, that deflected onto the far circle, rocketed down the near boards right off of the linesman. That helps out Michigan, is trying to fire it ahead as Bucksbaum, but then it goes the other direction as Cummings couldn't get to it.
Oh,
and
she missed it.
Stopped into the far corner as Sarah Lamb trying to fire it out. Now Oakes has the top of the far circle.
It's our
Oakes
power play.
trying to knock it away. That puck pulled around. Now Bucksbaum down the far circle. Bucksbaum brings it ahead. Ahead to Lindahl. That just out of her reach. That's going to be icing.
No, they waved it
Oh,
off.
they waved it off. Okay,
Wow.
I'm not arguing.
Oh.
1 minute, 15 seconds left to go in the power play. Back to Lindahl at the far point. That in along the end boards. Grabbed by Adams. Adams. Now Simmer has it into the far corner. Simmer moves it back to Lindahl. Top of the far circle. 1 minute, 2 seconds left in the power play.
Nice,
Swanson with
nice.
a shot and a save
Good shot.
by Pasemko.
I'd like to see Julia, when that puck is teed up deep slot, instead of sliding it across, walk in and bend the stick on a shot on net. That would be huge.
58 seconds left in the power play. 2-2 is our score. 17:50 left to go in the third. Gordon to take the face-off in the near face-off circle, trying to get that away from McCullough.
She'll do it all by herself.
Coming ahead, here comes Yaremko. Yaremko racing down. She had a shorthanded goal.
Nice play,
I think
KG.
earlier in the season. I think that was this year. Coming ahead, or last year.
Oh.
Now Gordon trying to get to it in along the near boards. Flazar has it. Flazar moves it back to the blue line. Katie German has it tipped away. Good job by Gibbs to knock it back. Katie German has it. 33 seconds left to go in the power play. Katie German brings it ahead. Down the near boards. Here comes Hansen over to Flazar. Flazar gains the zone. 25 seconds left in the power play. Flazar goes back behind the goal. Flazar into the far corner. Flazar moves it over to Hansen. Back to Flazar in the far corner.
Too close.
Now back over to Hansen. Hansen moves it back. Flazar top of the far circle.
There.
Back over to
Walk
Hansen.
out.
Hansen wouldn't settle on the stick.
Back door,
As
back
8
door.
seconds
That's
left
it.
to go. Coming in,
Oh.
Carr with a shot and a diving knock away. As that was a really good job by McCullough, and that fired all the way, cleared all the way back.
That was a great play because Sam was picking her spot.
Heather Lamb back there providing pressure back in the Michigan zone. Katie German trying to get to it down the near boards. Here comes Hansen. Hansen through center ice. Hansen trying to weave through 4 defenders in along the near board. Hansen trying to pick that up as it goes into the near corner. Hansen trying to avoid Hornstra.
She's
Down
tired.
the near boards. They have fired ahead. Now down the near boards. Here comes Howe. Howe fires it back deep. And into the near corner, right back behind the Michigan goal. Cevallos trying to knock it over to Gustafson underneath the near circle. Gustafson
Nice pass.
brings it ahead. Here comes Simmer down the near boards. That tipped right back away. Back to the near point in the Michigan zone. Trying to dig it out of there.
control
Pot
of
has
that
it.
passes.
Pot. That moved back. Here comes Simmer. Simmer down the near boards. Fires it back deep. That got caught into the near corner as Dixon trying to feed it ahead. Now lifted, wouldn't settle down
Oh,
as
nice-
battle for it.
nice
Matthews
cross
trying
check.
to move it over. And back, Pot has it. Pot feeds it all the way across. Coming down, Howell has it. Tipped back by Gustafson. Howell fires it back deep. 15:43 left to go. Cevallos back behind her own goal. Ahead to Simmer. Simmer trying to avoid pressure by Dixon. Now Gibson moves it ahead.
They're coming out with speed and power. They got to be
Knocked
careful.
away,
Here we go. Another
loose,
mess.
and along
Another
the near
mess in front.
boards. and picked up down the near boards, trying to feed it out through the neutral zone. Slips back into the Lakers' end. Adams has it there. Swanson tips it into the near corner. Swanson taking it. Swanson off the skate, and she still manages to keep on that puck. Picked up by Dixon back behind. Swanson trying to peel it away from her. Epic battle between those two, and now
We going to get one? Swanson and a hook.
hooking call.
Retaliation a little bit. Battle.
15:08 left to go here. Hooking call to Michigan.
She's tough. We still haven't had a power play.
We did. We just had the power play.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I
wasn't
completely
that-
understand.
I wasn't that impressed with it tonight. Sad to say.
So Swanson in for hooking. That knocked around. Here comes Lindahl chasing it back. Stopped by Pasemko back behind. Now she moves it in along the far boards. That back to the far point, picked up there. Here comes Lake State racing ahead with it as Heather Lamb has it, knocked away by Izzy German, but
Good.
she gets
They're
it
not
back
letting
in
them
along the
center
end
it.
boards.
Number 6 open in front.
Brazow has it all the way back to Hornstra at the near point. Hornstra moves it top of the far circle. One-timer wouldn't settle down.
Got time.
Izzy German trying to whip it around, and
Yeah,
that slips
good.
past. All the way back into the Lake State zone. Yaremko chases it back there. Malashevsky trying to get to it. Battle of 277s back there. You don't see that often as Yaremko brings it forward over her own blue line. Yaremko through center. Yaremko gains the zone. She takes a shot. Good pad save. In along the near boards by Johns. Hornstra has it at the near point. Back to Yaremko. Yaremko, high slot. Over top of the far circle, trying to get in. That knocked into the far corner. Izzy German sweeps it. That held in. One-timer, knuckleballs just to the far side of the goal. Here comes. Banking it along the near boards. Now held in, but poked right out. Good job by Malashevsky to get it back. It's 47 seconds left to go in the power play for Lake Superior. Coming ahead with it, Izzy German moves it, banks it off the near boards. That goes all the way back deep. Hornstra has it in the near corner. Hornstra brings it ahead. Hornstra avoiding pressure by Matthews over the blue line. Hornstra gets it to Dixon. Dixon, top of the near circle. Dixon, drop pass. There's a shot by Tonello that goes all the way around back to the far point. Here comes Matthews. Matthews trying to get past one defender in front of her. She fires it. That's stopped by Pasemko and covers it up. 19 seconds left to go here in the power play to the Lakers. 13:27 left in the third. 2-2 is our score.
Tammy, no doubt, chirping there a little bit.
Face off in the far face-off circle, top of the far circle, bringing it ahead. Here comes the Lakers as they move it. Now Ackroyd gains his own. Ackroyd, top of the far circle, drop pass. Matthews gets it out
Nice
of the way,
play.
fires it all the way back.
Follow, trailed. Nice
Adams chases it back into her own zone. 4 seconds left. Coming down the near boards. Heather Lamb moves it over to Sarah Lamb. Sarah Lamb, top of the near circle. That knocked down in along the near boards. Picked up and moved back to the near point. Now Heather Lamb there. Heather Lamb shot through. That got deflected off of a pair of skates. Hornstra in the far corner. Here comes Hansen. Hansen trying to feed it ahead. That just out of Simmer's reach. Here comes Heather Lamb again firing it in. That goes into the far corner. Gustafson with it there. And
play. Ice.
no, I think that was someone whistling, not a whistle.
Oh my
I
God,
sure
I
thought it was a whistle.
Stoppage of play.
Yeah, loose out in front. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Heather Lamb at the near point outside the near circle. The good thing is no one on the ice got confused. So that picked up Gustafson coming down the far boards. Gustafson feeds it back into the neutral zone. Hornstra picks it up in center ice back to her own blue line. Hornstra coming over to Heather Lamb down the near board. She fires it and knocked in along the far boards.
Not a bad shot
by
from that far
Johns.
out.
Pot into the far corner. Pot has it knocked away by Gustafson, but picked right back up by Howe. Howe battling outside the far circle. Back to the far point to Hornstra. Hornstra has it in her skates. Hansen trying to knock it away. That up and down the near boards.
Oh, that's a high stick. Jesus, it's up in her.
Pop back in along the near boards. Heather Lamb has it. Heather Lamb on the near circle. She feeds it ahead. Then swept right back by Pot into the near corner. 11:47 left to go here in the third. 2-2 is our score. That puck all the way back. Michigan had the 1-goal lead early. Then Lake State came back, made it 2-1.
Meg Bryce battling there.
And good to see Meg Bryce out there in along the near boards.
Battle, battle, battle.
As that moved over by Bryce down the far boards, now
Nice.
picked up. Here comes Lindahl.
Score it. She'll get the assist.
Lindahl on the near circle back.
Right there.
Out in front
Oh,
as that
there,
comes
Bryce.
over. Here comes Bryce. Bryce
Oh.
with a shot that just goes wide. tipped back, as you can hear, by the way, the Ahmad cheers whenever she touches the puck. You
Yeah,
love to see that.
she has not gotten a goal, so we're hoping to see that one pick the pipe right there.
Nicolo back, that fired in, tipped into the near
It's
corner.
offsides.
As Michigan has to touch up, as they'll get out of the zone, fired all the way down. As that slips back to Katie German at the blue line. Now intercepted, grabbed, as Adams fires it back into the Michigan zone. Feta had that in along the near boards. Oakes trying to get to it. Back over to Bryce. Bryce feeds it ahead to Matthews. That grab back and fired right back to Tonello, who sweeps it back behind the Michigan goal. 10:39 left to go here in the third. 2-2 is our score. As Lindahl feeds it ahead. Here comes Matthews. Matthews, top of the near circle. Matthews into the near corner. Matthews has it back behind into the far corner. Matthews. As that slips all the way back into the neutral zone. You were saying something about you were promised not as many close games. I'm sorry, we're not doing well for you on this one.
No.
This is a close game as well.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah, Carr into the slot.
Dragged
She
down,
goes down.
dragged down. 2-on-1.
And then along the near boards is coming ahead with it. Oakes
John,
feeds
play
it.
that. Ooh.
As Hornstra goes into the far corner.
No!
And right out in front, knocked away. Now, good job in along the near boards. As I believe that was Matthews who got it out of the way. Here comes Carr. Carr with a shot that deflects into along the far boards.
Tried to put it in off her leg. I'm not sure that would have counted, but it was a good effort.
All the way back, here comes as
Coming
Brazow
through
with it.
late.
Brazow moves it
You
over.
got to have a forward on that
As
person.
there's a shot and a save as Yaremko with a beautiful shot from the far circle, and good job by Johns to see it and cover it up.
We're looking at 3 for them and 2 for us shots, Mark. That's a little light on shots when you're tied 2-2, desperate.
9:37 left to go. Face off in the Michigan zone in the far face-off circle. Gordon trying to get it. Brazow moves it back. Top of the far circle shot. Good save again by Johns down the near boards. Here comes Flazar. Flazar moves it cross ice as that slips past Gordon but picked up. As swinging back, Hansen has it back over to Cevallos. Cevallos down the near boards, fires it back deep. Gordon chasing it into the far corner. Adams has it there. Stopped outside by Flazar outside the far circle. And Chip trying to pull it off of the boards. Flazar trying to dig it out. Gordon over there as well. As a quartet of players trying to pull it away. Now that brought away as Brazow had it underneath the near circle. Here comes Dixon. Dixon feeds it ahead. Tipped right back. Cevallos moves it over on her blue line. Brought ahead. Knocked down. Brazow had it. Now that grabbed Hansen. Cross ice pass. Down the near boards. Slipped ahead, grabbed right at their own blue line. Lake State feeds it right in front of the penalty box. Picked up by Cevallos. She sweeps it across the ice. Coming ahead with the Gustafson down the far boards.
Harder
Gustafson
passes, guys. Harder passes.
gets it into the zone. That tipped
Here we
right
go.
back
Got
to
a
the
lane.
blue line. Here comes Cevallos. Cevallos down the near boards.
Good
Fires
play.
it in deep. As Michigan goes for line change defensively, that picked up down the far boards, loose top of the far circle. Adams gets it back. Izzy German picks it up at center ice. Izzy German over to Katie German down the near boards. Katie German ahead. That tipped off of Lindahl and got caught in the linesman's skate. We've seen that a lot recently.
A lot recently.
Outside the far circle. Now Malashevsky trying to get it right back behind the goal into the near corner. Fired ahead with it. That grab,
go.
Malashevsky steals it away
Rip
into
it.
the
She
slot.
doesn't know where it's gonna
Malashevsky,
go.
and
Nice.
pull back behind.
She's right open in front.
Trying to get it
Here
to
we go.
Lindahl. Loose is that
There it
puck.
is.
Trying to get it, still loose, comes top
Put
of the
it
near
on, shoot
circle.
it.
Katie
There,
German
tip. Oh,
deflected, and what a
nice.
save!
Tip. Nice tip.
Pasemko with a save
There
on
it
a
is.
tip out in
Oh,
front.
another one.
Swanson with a shot and a save. My boy, Pasemko has had to come up huge in the last couple minutes. Some great shots by the Wolverines. Pasemko with some amazing saves.
Well, they got one. Cross-check. Dixon's pissed because she got hammered early in the game. Went into the trainer's tunnel there and had a quick session. So she's got the cross-check on Swanson. I'm pretty sure she hit Kelsey.
So Dixon into the box for a cross check. That
I
at
want-
7:42.
I want to remember this power play by a goal in this power play.
As that comes into the near
There
corner.
it is.
Lazar
Oh.
across. Oh, that came right across the crease. Fired all the way down as that will slip and skitter back in along the end boards. Carr trying to get to it before Boyko. moved in along the far boards. Here comes Michigan, banked off the near boards, ahead to Hansen. Hansen through center ice. Hansen gains his own. Hansen outside the far circle. Hansen underneath the far circle, moves it back to Flazar. Outside the far circle, Flazar back to Katie German, high slot. Katie German moves it to Carr, top of the near circle. Back, that tips over. Now coming in, Hansen with a shot.
She doesn't know where it is. Oh my God, she had no clue.
That was caught in her pads, I think, and yeah, boy, she had it right underneath the pad, slipped underneath the leg pad, and about sitting on the edge of the line there. 1:18 left to go here in the power play. 7 minutes left to go in the third. 2-2 is our score. Lake Superior State of Michigan, pair of games here at Yost. We'll play again 4 o'clock tomorrow. This is the senior night, though. Michigan would really, really love to get this win as it slips all the way back. Stopped by Johns, in along the near boards. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl moves it over. Picked up by Bucksbaum, back behind. Bucksbaum feeds it ahead. Now, it's probably going to be Lake State, either that or Miami in the CCWHA. So, again, we'll see them right
walk
away.
Walk in.
Well, here comes Bucksbaum. High slot, moves over onto the near circle. That just won't settle down on Swanson's stick. Back to Bucksbaum, now coming in. Cummings has it. Cummings underneath the near circle. Moving it out in front. Cummings trying to get to it. And all the way back. Bucksbaum just couldn't keep it in. 37 seconds left to go in the power play. 6:17 left to go here in this third period. Oh, just missed Malshivsky's stick. That coming in along the end boards. Edwards, Adams has it in along the end boards, trying to poke that away. Cummings trying to lever it out of there. Sarah Lamb in there as well. That poked out. Malashevsky moves it back to Lindahl at the far point. Lindahl gets it. High slot over to Ceballos. Ceballos onto the near circle. Swanson has it. That tipped away, but Swanson gets it back. Swanson moves, and that knocked away. Oakes with some very good defense by the Lakers. So Ceballos has it down the near boards. Ahead to Cummings. Cummings trying to make a nifty move. Cummings onto the near circle with a shot and a glove save by Pasenko.
Yeah, we've taken over the shots. That's good, 6-4.
Penalty has expired. Lakers back to full strength. 5:35 left to go here in regulation. 2-2 is our score.
0-2 on our power play.
Matthews in to take the face-off outside, and along the near circle is Carr. Carr had the first goal of the game, and outside the near circle trying to pull it away. Carr now has she's getting hooked.
Work.
And knocked back, and that will be, I believe, a hooking call.
Well, if it's not, she's a pin cushion. My God, she was getting hauled around.
Carr is no slouch either. She's not a small person.
Skates. No.
She is very strong and a presence out there. Michigan back on the power play as they need to get this score here.
You hope their PK is tired at this point.
Brazow in for the hooking call. Back here comes Katie German at the near point. Katie German, high slot, moves it over to Carr on the near circle. Carr trying to skate in front. Gordon with the chip. As that loose into the near corner, but good job by Pasenko to see it and stop it.
The problem is she's good down, so you got to rip
There's
it over.
There's a shot, high, and that goes into the netting. A little higher than Carr meant to, but she had an opportunity in the slot there.
Yeah. She's got the lower part of the net covered, so we got to. Those tips aren't going to go in unless you're lucky on an edge or a 5-hole.
5:02 left to go in the third. 1:41 left to go in the power play to the Maize in blue. Gordon has it. Face off on the far face off circle. That to the right of Pasemko.
Is this going OT, Mark?
As that knocked around, and that right back. Flazar has it in the far corner. As that moved back over.
Here, give and go.
Trying to get to it. That loose.
Boy, that was almost good. Nice. Practice that.
Yeah, high slot.
Walk in.
Moved over onto the far circle.
There's
off the side of the net. Flazar trying to get to it.
Nice tip.
Flazar moves it back to Katie German. Now that moved into the near corner. Carr trying to get to it. Carr moves it back. Flazar back behind the goal. Flazar
around.
Over to Hansen on the far circle. Hansen gets it back.
Look
high
at Sam
slot
in the back
now
door.
over. Carr has it on the near circle. That went off of a skate coming down the near boards. 58 seconds left to go. Coming in. Here comes. As there is a score. Heather Lamb came all the way down and gets a shorthanded goal as it was a block shot. And you know what?
Yep.
It was a probably good job not to get the penalty for Michigan coming down, but
No, that was, it was a good try to reach. And you can't, it's a block shot that cost us. A shorty. Oh, my gosh.
Lake State up 3-2 now, and it becomes dire for the Wolverines if they don't want to lose on senior night and they don't want to have a 2-game losing streak. Coming ahead down the near boards, Lindahl trying to fire it back deep. Then outside the far circle, lifted right back. That's probably given Lake Superior State a little bit of confidence as well.
Jeez, I guess, and some juice. I mean, my goodness, there's 4 minutes left.
Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl moves it right to center. Here comes Cummings.
Well, I got a 3-on-2.
Moves it over. Swanson outside the far circle. Swanson back behind, trying to fire it out in front. Swanson into the near corner. Swanson. Now there.
Rip it.
Top of the far circle,
there.
Trying to get it in. That's loose. Wouldn't settle down.
Oh,
There's a
right
shot.
there.
Out in
Yes.
front. They score and they tie it.
Yeah.
Lindahl, who is money. Lindahl, if you needed
absolutely.
one person to get a goal, either Carl or Lindahl. Lindahl puts it in. And oh boy, what a
huge goal. That's
huge
where you
goal.
need.
Yeah.
And there was a whole chaos. And the thing they did that worked so well there was they kept passing it across in front of the net to the back door. And people just can't keep moving without falling or losing track of the puck. And that was an open net for her.
And Pasemko did good in a lot of traffic originally, but boy, it popped out and Lindahl got it up, like you said, got it up high and put it in.
Jeez, now.
Power play goal, too.
What? No, I thought we were even strength then.
Nope, that was power play goal.
Power goal.
Just at
great.
the end, about 12 seconds left on the power play.
Oh, great. Okay.
As that is going to be
on them.
On them. Katie German down. Michigan will go right back on the power play as Pott will go in. She has one of the 3 goals for this Lake State team, and I did not see what it was.
Smart penalty.
Did you see the?
No, I didn't see anything, and it was not a smart call. I mean, not a smart play. Too critical. Too jacked.
We'll see if we can hear it. I didn't catch the call. Collision on Katie German at the near point. Now Bucksbump moves it over. Now in the near circle.
Look to
controlling
the net.
it.
Look
Hansen.
to the net. Look
Hansen
to the net. Look to the net.
trying to fire it through the slot. That over to Lindahl on the far circle. 3-3.
There.
Here's
Boom.
our score. Swanson.
There.
Shot and a good
Look
save by Pasemko.
Look at how deep the goalie is on that shot. She goes back a little bit more. That's a goal from being in the net.
Indeed. And 1 minute 43 seconds left on the penalty. To Pott, face off in the near face off circle. Swanson has it. Swanson gets it. Lindahl,
nice.
One touch over to Bucksbump. Bucksbump back to Lindahl, top of the far circle. Now, that was
across.
A really good job to knock it away
good D.
by Lake State. Picked up Bucksbump, trying to move it ahead. Bucksbump down the near boards. Picked up. Now here comes Cummings. Cummings gains the zone. Cummings. Outside the near circle, Cummings trying to battle there with McCullough.
2 people on it. We got the power play. There we go. There we go.
Lindahl moves it back to Bucksbaum at the near point. Bucksbaum over top of the far circle. Lindahl moves it into the far corner.
Play.
Here comes Malashevsky. Malashevsky underneath the near circle. Malashevsky back over to Swanson. Top of the near circle. Swanson trying to get through. Malashevsky with a shot and a good blocker save.
Nice save.
Pasemko with a beautiful job trying to get it out in front.
Cross-check.
And that fired all the way back down. Malashevsky paid the price for being right in front of the crease.
So did Cummings. She got hammered.
Both of them felt that. In along the near boards. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl over center. Lindahl moves it over to Flazar. Beautiful pass. Flazar on the far circle. Flazar drop pass. There's a shot that got blocked by Carr. Coming down. Yaremko trying to make it. And in along the near boards. Racing back. Gordon trying to move it. Hansen trying to hold it in. Michigan will have to reset. 27 seconds on the power play left for the Maize and Blue. Here comes Gordon. Gordon gains his own. Gordon top of the near circle. Gordon leaves it back.
I do see some energy and urgency now.
Now, top of the near circle. Here comes
Carr. Looking across.
And a shot got blocked. Boy, they have blocked a bunch of those.
Too many.
Yaremko with a good block there. That hold. Yaremko banks it off the boards back into the neutral zone. 4 seconds left on the power play.
They wanted an interference.
And down the
Uh-oh.
near boards, Carr
Here we
moves
go.
it ahead to Flazar. Flazar on the near circle. Flazar into the near corner. Good job to pull it away. Back there by Dixon, held in by Katie German at the near point. Gets it top of the near circle to Carr.
Rip it, Carr.
Working through pressure.
Now,
Carr
there, tip.
feeds in,
Oh,
trying to get
oh.
the tip. That goes right to the far side, pulled in along the near boards. 1 minute, 5 seconds left to go. 3-3 is our score. Bringing it in. Carr has it. Carr. She ends
trip.
up down on the ice. Here comes Malashevsky. Malashevsky on the
Shoot.
far circle shot. Oh, good pad save by Pasemko outside the near circle. Into the near corner. Matthews has it now. Pulling it away. Dixon has it in along the end boards. Dixon into the near
They're playing
corner.
for it.
44 seconds left
Overtime.
to go.
Nice.
Is
Shoot.
that pulled back? Trying to get to it. Simmer races into the near corner. Now Adams back behind. Matthews has it underneath
it
the
in
far
front.
circle.
There you
right
go.
out in front. Oh, wouldn't settle down.
Rip it.
Is that pulled back
There-
away?
there
right
it
out
is,
in
there it
front.
is,
Trying
there
to
it is.
get it. Loses.
They're trying to suffle
Simmer
it to their
trying to pull it
goalie.
over, and Pot moved it right back to her goalie.
Okay, let me just say, that's a crazy play to try to move it to your goalie, and it's a potential, very easy potential for a penalty shot. And you never know when you're going to slide it into your own net.
Technically, I think Pot was on top of it.
Yeah,
not-
that could have easily been called.
Ooh, and Pot's not doing well. She is in trouble. We hope she's all right. She is having problems skating. I think that's Pot. I can't quite tell, but there is a Laker player who is not doing well. She is in some severe pain. She was down in front of the goal, and to the point where she was being kind of smothered from behind by Pasemko, and boy, we hope she's all right. Her helmet is off, and she is in some severe pain. We love to see a really, really good game, but we don't want to see any of these players injured.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that's more that she's upset or something. I mean, she's dropping her helmet and mask sitting on the bench onto the ice, so.
She was having some problems skating
Yeah.
off the ice, so
Wow.
that is.
Is that who was on the puck in front of the goalie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she might have taken a stick to someplace that's not pleasant. So typically when you're right in front of the net like that, you're wearing a lot more padding than your average defender. So I think that was Pop, but again, I can't really read the numbers on the shoulders well from here. So we are high up at top of Yost Ice Arena. 22.3 seconds left to go.
Fifth floor.
Indeed. That was Dixon, I believe. It looks like 20.
Yeah, she's the one that got rattled earlier.
And moved back. Katie German at the near point. 18 seconds left
There
to
you
go.
go.
Shot.
Oh, and you had right in front.
Lindholm was right
Right
there
there.
for the rebound. Pasemko not allowing one. Well, you said your family was watching, Ned. You just want to give them a little bit more of your wonderful color commentary if we go to
Okay,
overtime.
I was thinking of giving them a shout out, but you know what? Look, they're playing for an overtime. I doubt they listened for more than 2 seconds. If they did, I really appreciate it.
Out in front trying to get it. At back as Bucksbaum
Shoot.
has it, and that will do it. We are headed to overtime.
Yeah, so shout out to my family. There was a get-together, family game night, and celebrated February birthdays, and I took an early leave of absence after I got my cherry parfait pie and happy birthday sung to me and snuck over here.
I'm going to tell you, folks, this is how much he loves you folks and wants to do color commentary. He left the family celebration to be here with this team on senior night. So, once a Wolverine, always a Wolverine with this team.
I figure my passion is this team and I do enjoy this color commentary a great deal. When you play badly and you're got new joints that aren't working, you might as well get your hockey any way you can. And it couldn't be any better way than this.
Well,
There's no better team to support. These guys are brilliant, hardworking, amazing students, and they deserve all the support in the world. And that's why we're looking forward to a drop of the puck tomorrow by
Absolutely.
President Ono, right?
Yep, Santa Ono will drop the puck tomorrow. And as we said, if Santa Ono wants to come up here and do a quick little interview, I promise I'll make it easy. No difficult questions.
Softballs by Mark Wiseman.
Look, I'm not going to get him up here if I tell him I'm going to grill him about the future of women's hockey.
I'm going to tell him how hard you are to work with.
I'm difficult. I will imagine. It takes a lot.
I can't get a word in edgewise. Oh, love it.
3-on-3 hockey for 5 minutes.
This is good.
and
This is all about man-to-man. This is hockey intelligence. 3-on-3, man.
Lazar
right here-
feeds it
oh.
ahead. Now Hansen racing back to get it. Yaremko into the near corner. Hansen trying to pull it away. Yaremko sweeps it down, and here comes the Lakers. Down the near boards, racing in. Brazow had it, tipped away. Good job by Gustafson. Trying to poke that away, comes loose. Now back behind. Sarah Lamb has it. Lazar moves it back over to Gustafson.
We have some amazing athletes to make this work. So
You typically try and go 2 forwards into defender
yeah,
with 3-on-3
yeah,
hockey.
that's what you're usually trying to do. And you've got people who can finish with passers and smart changes, not too long of shifts.
Here comes Sarah Lamb, top of the near circle. Sarah Lamb keeps it in.
We need to get
Back
Lucy
behind.
off.
Out in front,
that
and boy,
was-
that could have
was
been
trouble.
horrible.
Yeah.
There's
There's
shot.
trouble right there.
Loose, and
Oh,
they score.
God.
Sarah Lamb ends it in overtime as they spoil senior night. The Lakers win it
hot.
4-3.
Hard shot off the dasher, right out to an open person in front. Oh, my God. Could
It's a
see that
2-game
coming.
losing streak for the Wolverines now, and they have to win tomorrow. They have to win tomorrow. You don't want to lose twice to this team and may possibly face them in the CCWHAs, and the more that happens, the more we're going to need
Drop
some
out of
good
top
play in
10.
CCWHA to keep in the top 10.
Yeah.
So it is a good goal by the Lakers. They win. Lots of credit to the Lakers. They played hard. They came down on a bus today and long trip, and they gave it their all, and they spoiled senior night 4-3 in overtime. So Michigan gets a point due to the overtime, but it's not CCWHA points.
No.
So,
it's going to kill us in the ratings.
Any final thoughts before we let you get back to it?
I'm not. I don't know what to do with the Girl Scout cookies I was going to give to them. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if they want them now.
Well, they'll want some energy and pep for tomorrow.
There we go. Thanks, Mark. That was fun. I'm sorry we didn't pull it out.
Well, it happens. For our color commentator, Coach Ned, my name is Mark Wiseman. Our camera people are James Wiseman, Christina Wiseman. Our director, Mike Butler. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. We'll be back. Game time, 4 o'clock tomorrow. We'll be live at 3:45 here from Yost Ice Arena. Final Michigan home game of the regular season. Thank you, everyone, and good night.